Here we go. We should be back in the building. Happy Tuesday, y'all. Hopefully everybody's doing well. Y'all know what to do. Drop a 1 in the chat if you can see me. Drop a 1 in the chat if you can hear me. We're looking all crispy and clean on the screen. So good to see everybody in the building on this Taco Tuesday. Wow. Welcome, y'all. Welcome back to another YouTube live stream and another episode of the ClassE Morning Show. I'm your host, ClassE of ClassE Beats. Patreon.com/ClassE Beats, by the way. Link is in the description as well as in the pinned comment in the chat. We're going to get back into it. Day 7 of the Donna Adelson trial is here. It's going to be absolutely crazy. We're going to hear from some jail informants again. I know. We got some jail snitches in here. Are they really snitches? I don't know. They weren't involved, so they're not snitches. And then we're actually going to find out if some of these stories are true. Then, as many of you know, the state has officially rested their case. So we're going to hear from the defense starting today. It's going to be a wild day. Hopefully y'all are ready for it. But before we get into it, I got to say what's up to the people, man. We got my awesome, amazing Amy in here. First thing, showing up and showing out as always. Just saying with Alicia, we got Jay Money, Virginia Wiley, Jay Buckmaster. Shout out to Mary in here. Taco Tuesday. It's your day. Good to see you in here. Abundance is in the building. We got Tanya, Danny in real life. Shout out to y'all. It's going to be a great time. So if you haven't yet, I do not ask for much on this show, but the one thing that I do ask is that you like the video on your way in. So if you could, please take a second and like the video. There's already 1,100 of y'all that have liked the video so far. I should be begging for likes, but I am, because that's what I'm going to do. And likes are free. It really does help the channel continue to grow. Lets the algorithm know that y'all are enjoying the show. It shares the video, the channel, this live stream out with more people. So thank you to all of you that have done that. And if you're feeling extra generous, you can share the video as well. All you have to do is click the share button. It's got a little arrow that's curved pointing to the right, and you can share the video wherever you like to be on social media, on Instagram, on X, on Facebook. You can even send it to your group chat as well via text. So thank you to all of y'all that share over on X. I see so many of y'all doing it already this morning. So thank y'all for that. And then I am going to be shouting out super chats and reading super chats as we go throughout the show. So a big thank you to everyone who goes the extra mile and drops super chats in there as well. All right, let's go ahead and get into it if y'all are ready. We've got a lot to get to. So I'm going to let me see. I'm going to make sure we're good and we got this all shared and we should be good to go. So let's go ahead and get back into it. These jail informants, y'all have to let me know how you feel about these jail informants. Because again, I personally don't put a lot of weight into the jailhouse informants, but it seems like in this Donna Adelson trial, these jailhouse informants, I mean, Donna was in there talking to everybody. She made friends with a couple of inmates, and now they're going to be on the stand snitching and saying what Donna was trying to get them to do while she was in jail. I don't put as much weight into this personally as some of the other witnesses because just of the situation with the inmates, but let's get into it and see what they have to say. Here we go.
Please raise your right hand, Ms. Bernhardt. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give will be the truth?
Yes, sir.
You can take your seat. Please speak
Shout out to
loudly and
Amy for
clearly,
the 5
and adjust the
memberships.
microphone if you need to.
Yeah, please say your name and spell your name.
Drina Bernhardt, DrinaBernhardt.
Ms. Bernhardt, are you currently incarcerated in the Leon County Jail?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And are you in currently on 2 different felony cases?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. On the first case I want to ask you about is the VOP or violation of probation case. Is that one of your open cases?
Yes, ma'am.
And is that a 2nd-degree felony punishable by up to 15 years in prison?
Yes, it is.
Okay. And then also a 3rd-degree felony is also pending, punishable by up to an additional 5 years. Is
Yes,
that
ma'am.
right? Okay. And are both of those cases totally unrelated to the murder case that we're here about in this courtroom?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And
Of course they are.
I want to ask if you've been promised anything by myself or any member of my team in exchange for your testimony here today.
No, ma'am.
So any leniency or any help with your case, anything like that?
No.
Okay. Has anyone promised you anything?
No.
Okay. Is this your first stint in the Leon County Jail?
No, it's not.
Have you been in and out of jail quite a few
been doing
times?
this.
I have.
Okay. Do you have 27 prior convictions involving either felonies or crimes of dishonesty?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, yo, hey, yo, when we talk about credibility of witnesses, 27? Oh my goodness. She been doing this for real. What's up, Tay?
Were you recently incarcerated in the Leon County Jail with Donna Adelson?
Yes, I was.
And did
Oh
you
my
become friendly
gosh.
with her during the time that y'all were both in the jail together?
Yes.
How long were you together in the jail?
I can't remember exactly, maybe around 4 months.
All right, were you in the same pod that whole 4 months?
Yes.
Oh, that's
And
insane.
when you're in the pod together
Jesus.
in jail, is it easier to become friendly than it is on the outside?
Yes.
Why is that?
We're together 24/7, so
All right, can you describe your friendship with Mrs. Adelson?
yes. Initially,
That's insane.
it was very nice. She
So what,
actually
he's
called me her
7?
jail daughter, and she and I
Aw.
got close. And how much more detail do you want?
Well, by close, did you talk to each other about personal things, like your
Yes.
life?
Yes.
Okay. And
That's so
did
sweet.
she have a nickname for you besides her jail daughter?
Yes, Sunshine.
Did she paint pictures for you and write notes to you and things like that?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh,
And
my
approach and show
goodness.
you what I marked as State's Exhibit 61.
That's adorable.
This is one of the pieces of art and letters that she wrote to you.
Yes, ma'am.
Judge asked to move in evidence, State 61.
No objection. There you go. State 61 is the move.
Permission
Wow.
to publish.
You may.
So is this her initials down here?
Yes, ma'am.
And on the back, is that a little note to you?
Yes, it is.
Donna was giving her the script.
Dear Drina, I hope your life will be filled with love, joy, and flowers. You deserve only the best because you are the best. Love, Donna. Is that what you wrote?
Yes.
And
You
did
said
you
jail daughter.
return this type
She
of
finna be
favor
right
and
back in there.
make little art and things for her as well?
Probably, yes.
Shout out to the jail daughters
Did
out
she
there.
ever talk to you about her grandchildren?
Yes, she did.
And did she tell you anything about the type of relationship that she had specifically with the children of the deceased in this case?
Yes, she said she was very close with them, and every now and then she would call them her children.
Okay, and
Now this I actually
I
believe.
want to ask you about whether Mrs. Adelson, during the time that y'all were friendly, ever discussed her case with you.
Yes.
Okay, and was her bringing up her case something that she did a lot, or was it only one time?
It was often.
Okay, so it was something that she was
Doing
talking
a lot.
about daily.
Yes.
Okay, and was it a bunch of different aspects of her case she would talk about, or only one thing?
It was different aspects.
All these jail informants sound like
At
they
some
ready to get
point,
back
did
to
you
their
end up
cell.
reaching out to law enforcement to report some of the things that she had been saying to you about her case?
Yes, I did.
And why did you do that?
Well, initially I did it for selfish reasons, but more that I spent time with Donna, I realized that it was morally correct and I wanted to get justice for the Markel family.
Okay, so you felt it was the right thing to do, but you were also hoping to get something out of it.
Yes.
And what kind of thing were you hoping to get out of it?
Just help, lighter sentence, maybe rehab.
Okay, and are you still hoping that might be the outcome for you?
Maybe, but right now I'm more interested in justice for the Markel family.
Did Donna Adelson
Dang.
ever talk to you when she was talking about her case? Did she ever mention
This
any
is such
concerns
BS,
about
man.
the testimony of her son, Rob Adelson?
She did. She said she was extremely worried about his testimony.
Okay, so that was something that she brought up often or only
Yeah.
one time?
A few times.
Okay. Did she ever mention to you a state witness by the name of Catherine Magbanoa?
Yes.
And was Ms. Magbanoa somebody that was known to you?
Yes, I knew Miss Magbanwa from being locked up with her years before.
And how did she first bring up Magbanoa to you, or did you bring Magbanoa up to her?
I can't remember exactly how it was brought up. I just know that it was brought to her attention.
Brought to her attention that you knew Magbanoa?
Yeah.
She's big cat
Okay.
Annie.
And at some point, did the defendant try to recruit you to become a witness for her in this case?
Yes.
How did she first approach you about that?
She asked me if I would be willing to do it, and I said yes.
Okay. And was this topic discussed one time or more than one time?
More than once.
How many times can you estimate? A lot?
A lot, yes.
Okay. And what is it that she wanted you to testify about?
She wanted me to testify about numerous different things about Kay, mostly about Miss Magbanwa.
And Miss Magbanoa, you knew her by the nickname Kay?
Yes,
Okay. And so she had some things she wanted you to say about Kay.
correct.
At some point, did she prepare a script for you of exactly what she wanted you to testify to?
She did.
I'm going to approach and show you what I marked as State's Exhibit 62. State 62?
I do.
Is this the script that was prepared for you by Ms. Adelson?
Yes, ma'am, it is.
Okay, good evidence, State 62.
Any objection? No objection. State 62 is admitted.
And publish.
Keep married.
What do we have here? We have some evidence. Oh my.
Whose notebook is this?
That's mine.
And whose handwriting is this on this first page?
Oh man, I should not be condemning these inmates. Listen, man, I get it. I'm not judgmental of inmates, but the title, on the front of her notebook says "You're going places." She ain't going nowhere. 27 convictions.
That's
That's
Donna's
crazy.
Ms. Anderson.
Okay, so she wrote this in your notebook?
Yes, ma'am.
And what is it you were supposed to do with this information?
I was supposed to study it and
not going anywhere.
answer it correctly.
Oh, shout out to Henry Resilient. What's up, man?
So this is what she wanted you to say in court.
Yes, ma'am.
So for example, how did you know Donna Adelson? You were supposed to say everyone knew her. She's been on the news. I've seen and heard about this on TV shows and read it in the newspaper over the years.
Correct.
Do you read the newspaper?
No.
Okay. Did you know much about her or her case prior to coming in contact with her in the Leon County Jail?
No, ma'am.
And what were you supposed to do with this physical script?
I was supposed to copy it down and give it back to her.
Okay, copy it into your own handwriting?
Yes,
Oh
ma'am.
my.
Okay. And did you provide this item to my office?
Yes, ma'am.
And was it copied and returned to you?
Yes, ma'am.
What did you do with it once you returned with the original to Leon County Jail?
Return it to her.
I'm gonna go down a paragraph here. This says that you approached Mrs. Adelson and told her you had information about Kay that you wanted to give her. Is that true?
No.
This says that Kay told you that she told Charlie on the night of the murder that some friends of hers went to Tallahassee and killed him. Did Kay ever tell you that?
No, ma'am.
Okay. She asked him to give her the 1/3 of $1 million that he was going to pay his sister so that she could relocate with her children to Miami.
Wow.
He went crazy on her. He said that that was going to be an offer to his brother-in-law not to kill him. Did Kay ever say any of that to you?
No, ma'am.
And then over here continues, but she convinced him that the murderers think a woman is paying for this. They don't know Charlie. She told him she wouldn't tell her friends who he is. She can keep him safe. So she was, according to this story, extorting money out of Charlie, but he didn't know it. He thought she was his friend, but really she was his enemy. Is that the deal?
Yes, I suppose that's what it's supposed to be.
All right, and did Kay, Catherine McDaniel, ever say any of that to you?
No.
Shout out to Henry, man.
Do you know, are you familiar at all with Charlie Adelson's trial or his trial testimony?
No, I.
There's a part on here that says, here, she laughed about how easy it was to extort, and extort is underlined. Did you underline that, or did Mrs. Adelson underline that?
I didn't underline it.
Okay. How easy it was to extort him for the money. He wouldn't have to take her out to a fancy dinner. She could buy plenty of fancy dinners with the 1/3 of $1 million. She said she fooled her baby daddy and she fooled Charlie. Sigfredo would do anything for her, and he did. All right, so again, sorry to keep asking the same question, but did Kay say any of this to
No.
you? Okay. Charlie was scared and easy to extort. What
I
a
just hit you
stupid
back, Henry.
fool. He believed her that she was keeping him safe from the killers. Ha ha, what a joke. Is that Is that the type of language that Captain McDaniel would use?
No.
Do you know her well enough to tell this jury that she wouldn't say something like, you know, what a stupid fool, ha ha, what a joke?
Yeah, she wouldn't talk like that.
But that's what Mrs. Adelson wanted you to come in and tell this jury.
Yes, ma'am.
Did she give you anything or promise you anything in exchange for reciting this script?
While I was in jail, I received packages and phone calls, and I was promised things as well.
What type of packages?
Packages are in jail just like a bunch of basically gas station food, but it's exciting when you're in jail.
Okay, and what about phone calls? What do you mean by that?
Just the phone calls are very expensive from jail, so she would let me use her phone to call my mother and other people.
Okay, and you said she promised you other things in the future. What other types of things?
$10,000, a grand piano.
Wow, she promised her a piano.
What else?
She promised me cameras, but
None of that came to fruition?
no.
Okay. And what about pills?
Dang.
Did she mention anything to you about pills?
Yes, that if I needed pills, that I could call a doctor named, I think Obed. I think that's his name.
Okay.
Yes.
And that person would write you some prescriptions?
Yes, ma'am.
And why would you be in need of prescription medication?
That's
I'm
crazy.
a recovering drug addict.
Did she
Wow.
tell you that if you were to be released that you could make these phone calls, including this phone call to Dr. Obed?
Yes.
Okay, and how were you going to get these other items, like the $10,000?
The money would be through something called Zelle. Zelle?
Okay, and who was going to send the money through Zelle?
Harvey.
That's her
How
husband,
long
Harvey
has she been
Adelson?
in prison for?
And how are you supposed to contact Harvey Adelson?
Through a phone app called Signal.
Okay, had you ever heard of the phone app Signal before?
No, ma'am.
Okay, one moment, please, Your Honor. No further questions at this time, Judge.
Cross-examination.
Yes, Your Honor, just a
That's
moment.
embarrassing.
For the
Amy
Ford
says she
cross,
cat
please
capping.
approach.
Yo, Amy, chill out. Yo, Amy says she cat capping. Oh my gosh, dang. She said she was gonna get a grand piano and some drugs. Y'all are y'all buying this? I don't know. Being in jail make you do some crazy and say some crazy things. So I don't know about this one. Thank you to everybody who's in here as well.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Now, you testified that you haven't been promised anything, correct?
Yes, sir.
Isn't it true that you were released from jail on February 11th,
Yes,
2025 as a result of your cooperation in this matter?
Oh, I don't know if it was a result of my cooperation, but yes, that's when I was released.
Okay. And so you met with law enforcement. In fact, you sent a letter to a Detective Turner in December of 2024, correct?
Correct.
Okay. And you said that you had information about Donna Adelson, correct?
Correct.
And that you cooperated in the past and you wanted to do it again.
Correct.
And then as a result of that, on December 18th, Detective Turner came and met with you.
Correct.
And you spoke with him about this matter.
Yes, sir.
And then on December 20th, you were taken up to the state attorney's office to meet with the state attorney's office, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And then as a result of that conversation, on February 11th, you were released.
I don't know if that's how it works.
Okay. Now, I want to back up a little bit. You've met prior to being rearrested in September of 2024. You knew Patricia Berg, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Were you guys friends on the outside?
No.
Just on the inside?
Yes, sir.
But you've been friendly before.
Friendly, I suppose, for jail.
Now, when you first met with law enforcement or the state attorney's office on December 20th of 2024, towards the end of that conversation, you said to them, "Did I do a good job?" Isn't that true?
Yes, it is.
She said, "Did I do okay? Can I get out
Now,
now?"
when you met with them on that day, the offer that you'd had at that point was 5 to 6 years in prison, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now I want to back up a little bit. Let's see.
This is a woman that probably needs to stay in prison. I'm not gonna lie.
That violation of probation. You were originally put on that probation September 1st of 2023, correct?
Correct.
Okay. And at that point in time, isn't it true that you qualified for enhanced sentencing?
If you're talking about the PRR, is that what you're talking about? I'm not sure.
Did you qualify as a PRR sentence?
I think it was actually past the 3 years.
Okay. I'm going to approach, and I'll have this marked for identification purposes. Identification purposes. Judgment and sentence that was rendered on September 1st of 2023. Do you recognize this?
Yes, I do.
And it indicates that you qualify for PRR sentencing, but the state is waiving it at that time, correct?
Okay. Yes, it does say that.
Okay. And so this is a judgment
She
and
wasn't
sentence
trying to help
conviction
anybody.
for 1 count of burglary of an occupied dwelling, and 1 count of burglary of a dwelling, 2 counts of burglary of a conveyance. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And PRR sentencing means that when you commit a qualifying offense within 3 years of your release from prison, the court has to sentence you to the maximum sentence day for day, unless you have a plea agreement that says otherwise, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so that would mean that this sentence, the court would have to sentence you to 15 years, day for day in prison, correct?
If I went to trial, yes, sir.
If you didn't have this plea agreement.
Yes, sir.
But you did have this plea agreement,
Yes.
and you were put on probation.
Yes, sir.
Now, it specifically says, if you violate probation, they can reimpose the prison releasee reoffender sentence. Is that correct?
Yes,
Unfortunately, you did violate that probation, didn't you?
I did.
Okay. And on June 18th of 2024, probation officer signed an affidavit of violation because you started using again, correct?
Yes, sir.
You were rearrested. You didn't go back to prison, did you?
No,
You got a chance for more treatment, didn't you?
I did.
Now, originally in that 2023 sentence, you did an inpatient program,
Yes, at Sisters in Sobriety.
and you completed that.
I did.
Here, when you were reinstated in July of 2024, you were stepped down to outpatient, correct?
Yes, sir.
You didn't report to probation, did you?
No,
You started using again,
I did.
and you strung your probation officer along, lying to them.
Come on, lady.
No, I don't think I did that, but
He's about to get her in more trouble.
You did not make yourself available for
telling
supervision?
on the teacher to you.
no, I didn't.
Telling on you to
You
the
didn't follow
teacher.
instructions,
I just didn't go.
and you also didn't test.
I didn't go, correct.
And so then you are rearrested, not just for the violation of probation, but also for a new felony charge, correct?
What's the new felony charge?
Burglary of a conveyance?
Okay, yes, correct.
And so in September of 2024, when you were rearrested for violating probation and the new burglary charge, that point in time, you are facing 15 years mandatory day-for-day sentencing, unless you can reach an agreement with the state.
Correct.
And then you meet Donna Adelson,
Correct.
your get-out-of-jail-free card.
I don't have an answer to that.
And you befriended her,
We became friends, yes.
and you would ask her questions about her case.
No, I didn't ask her questions about her case. She offered it to me and I would listen to her.
Okay. So it's your testimony here today that you did not ask her questions.
I can't remember. I may have asked her one or two. I mean, we were locked up for a
Mm.
long time, but I didn't go to her constantly and asking her questions, no.
Just a moment.
She about to be in there for another 5 years after this thing. Should have just relaxed, sis.
Before you ask your next question, Mr. Zellman, please make sure it's sufficiently clear as it relates to matters that have been ruled upon.
Yes, sir, and that's exactly what I'm having ensure done. Okay. So, if you didn't reach an agreement with the state, the court would have to sentence you to 15 years, day for day.
If I went to trial and was found guilty, yes.
So that your understanding is if you went to trial, you would face 15 years, day for day.
If I was found guilty, yes.
Okay. So we're talking about a violation of probation. You go to a VOP hearing. You've already testified that you started using again.
Yes,
You didn't show up for probation.
correct.
Okay. So if you went to court without an agreement, you would have to be sentenced to 15 years. Is that correct?
Yes,
Now, isn't it true that when you went to meet with law enforcement on December 20th of 2024, you made sure a couple days prior to this to sit down in a location in the pod and engage in a lengthy conversation with Donna Adelson, correct?
oh, no, actually, the pod, you can see, the whole pod is visible.
Isn't it
It's
true that you
visible or
told them that you made
invisible?
sure that you sat where a camera could catch you while you sat with my client going over paperwork?
Yes,
Okay. And you wanted them to make sure that they could get video of you with my client.
yes,
Just a moment, Your Honor.
She was setting her up. She said yes to that question. Man, get this lady off the stand. This has got to. These last two jail informants are the worst witnesses called by the state. I'm not. Next. I don't rock with this.
Did you tell my client she was naive about jail?
that she was naive about jail?
Yes.
Meaning that she just wasn't aware of what went on in jail?
Yes.
I may have. I don't remember.
Now let's talk about that video. I believe the state's going to be introducing that a little bit later. Now, describe for the jury how it came to be that my client wrote down the script that they've introduced into evidence.
How it came to be?
Yes.
Donna wrote it, and she and I were supposed to go over it and practice it.
During that time that you were sitting there, did you write anything down?
I may have colored or written something, but I
Did you-
honestly don't remember.
Did you take things out of the notebook that you'd already written and show them to her?
Probably, maybe. I don't know. I honestly don't remember. It's been a while.
So you don't remember telling her what to write?
No, I didn't tell her what to write.
Your testimony here today is that you never told her what to write?
Yes.
Okay. That's the one thing you are sure about here today. Just a moment, Your Honor. Nothing further?
Redirect examination.
Wow. She's like, am I going to get a lighter sentence
Were
or
you
not?
ever
I don't care.
advised to say anything other than the truth here today?
No?
You have a lawyer that's representing you on your criminal cases, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And he's working with the prosecutor on that case, not me, right?
Yes, ma'am.
To try to get you some kind of deal, not 15 years maximum penalty, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and before your most recent release, you had a five-year plea offer at some point?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and as we sit here today, do you have a plea offer?
No.
Okay, so you're waiting to get a new plea offer.
Yes,
From
ma'am.
somebody, not me,
Correct.
hoping that maybe it will be better than what it would otherwise be based on this information.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, but you had already provided that script to us before this most recent release and this most recent violation, and now you're going to have to deal with accountability for that, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and that script, it was suggested like, oh, you told her what to write. Did you even know any of that story
No.
to tell her?
No, ma'am.
She couldn't have come up with it on
No
her
further
own.
questions.
You
I
messed
mean,
up.
hey, the prosecution makes a fair point. She wouldn't have been able to come up with this on her own, or would she? It maybe if someone gave her that information.
Will this witness be recalled by either party?
Potentially, Judge.
Ms.
Probably.
Bernhardt, remain under your subpoena and do not discuss your testimony with any other person.
What do y'all think about these jailhouse informants, man? I don't know. I can't rock with them. But this is an interesting situation. How would they know the story? How would she have come up with that script on her own? Did someone feed her the script? Was there maybe another informant that gave this to her and said, hey, you want to get less time? Did Miss Bird give it to her? Say, hey, want to get in on this? I don't know. Let me know what y'all think in the comments in the chat. Now, when it comes to this letter, I think we're going to hear the explanation of what happened in prison here shortly. All right, so let's get into it. Let's go
call the
ahead
next witness, state.
and get one of our last witnesses. One of the last witnesses on the stand for the state in this Donna Adelson trial. And then I think we got one more after this.
Objection. Can we approach?
You may.
Oh, we got a side by. Here we go.
You may take your seat. Please speak loudly and clearly. You can adjust the microphone as you need to.
Spell your name, lady.
Did you bring your computer with you?
I did not. I brought my flash drive.
Okay. May I retrieve that from you? Please introduce yourself and spell your name.
Good afternoon. My name is Kate Butler, Katebutler.
How are you employed, ma'am?
I'm a senior crime laboratory analyst at the Florida Department of Law Enforcement at the Pensacola Regional Operations Center in the Forensic Document Examination section.
How long have you
Nice.
been so employed?
She's proud of it, too.
16 years.
What are your duties there?
My duties consist of examining items of evidence, including handwriting, typewriting, inks, papers, and office machines, in order to determine source or authenticity of a question document.
What training and education do you have to perform those duties?
I have a Bachelor's of Science degree in Forensic Chemistry from the University of Mississippi. I completed
Nice.
the 2-year,
I didn't know
two-phase
that was a
training
degree.
program at the Florida Department of Law Enforcement in the Forensic Document Examination section. This training program consisted of 2 phases. The first phase was mostly reading academic texts, published articles, and research on all aspects of forensic document examination. Once I successfully completed an all-encompassing oral board and passing all the written and practical examinations, I was then allowed to move to phase 2 of training, which was supervised casework,
Why
in
does she
which I
sound
worked
like she's about to
actual
cry?
cases under the direct supervision of the certified analysts in the section. Once I successfully completed the mock trial at the end of that phase, I was then allowed to move to independent casework, which I have been doing ever since.
And have you previously testified as an expert in the area of forensic document examination?
I have,
About how many times?
approximately 25 times.
All right. And
She
what
just
is
loves her work
forensic
that
document
much.
examination?
Forensic document examination is a highly specialized forensic discipline in which we examine items of evidence, including handwriting, typewriting, inks, papers, or office machines, in order to determine the source or authenticity of that document. Source meaning, was it written by a particular person, printed by a particular office machine? Authenticity, is it genuine, is it counterfeit, or has it been altered in some way? When I complete my examinations of the evidence,
Yeah, that's
I then
always
write a
expensive.
report as to my findings, and when necessary, testify to those.
How is handwriting identifiable to a particular individual?
The best way to explain how handwriting is identifiable is to ask each of you to remember back to when you first learned to write. You typically learned in the 2nd or 3rd grade using a copybook. You learned to make repeated iterations of each of the letters of the alphabet as well as the numbers until you had the basic model of each letter and each word, lowercase and uppercase. You learned to put them on a baseline. You learned to make uppercase letters taller than lowercase letters. However, we've all deviated, as adults, we've all deviated from that original copybook style we were taught. And it's
Makes
those
sense.
deviations that are the individual handwriting characteristics that I examine in a question handwriting sample and then compare to a known handwriting sample to see if the same characteristics are from the question are present in the known and are similar to one another.
Once you made a comparison between a known sample and a question sample, how do you report your results?
We have several levels of conclusions that we use in the field. We have on one side the identification, and this is the opinion of which the examiner has reviewed all the material and has found that the question writing was in fact written by the known writer. And at the other side of the other end of the scale is elimination. And that's after reviewing all the material, the examiner has found that there's significant differences and that it is not the writer. Down from each of those, we have a highly probably wrote and a highly probably did not write. Then we have a probable wrote, probably did not write, indications may not have written, or indications may have written, indications may not have written, and in the middle is our neutral, could neither identify nor eliminate opinion.
All right, I'm going to approach and show you what I marked as 59, introduced into evidence 59A, and introduced into evidence 62.
And I do have it sped up a little bit. She doesn't really talk this fast.
Butler, you want Butler to open your bags?
No, sir, I don't think that would be necessary.
All right, go ahead.
Showing you State's Exhibit 59 for identification purposes only. Do you recognize that exhibit?
I do.
And what did you do with that exhibit?
This particular exhibit, I inventoried to describe the contents of it. I then digitally scanned it and then used it as the purported known writing of Donna Adelson in my handwriting comparison.
Okay, and State's Exhibit 59A, does that exhibit contain the
I can't believe that notebook
pages
said
that you selected
you're
from
going
59
places.
to use
That's
in your known
wild.
sample?
Some of the pages, yes, ma'am.
Yes, we did have one additional page in there.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you. And State's Exhibit 62, is this the question sample that you used to compare against the known sample in State's Exhibit 59?
Yes, these are the images of the question document.
Okay, did you prepare a PowerPoint presentation to assist the jury in understanding your testimony here today?
I did.
Has been published?
Right. This is only a demonstrative. You're not seeking to
It's a
admit it.
demonstrative, okay.
Look at Donna. She's had enough, man.
Where I put my clicker, but if you'll just tell us when to advance the slide, we'll do that.
I will.
Okay. All right, so let's start with the next slide, please. Okay, so these are just the two exhibits that you compared as we just discussed.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, next slide, please. Okay, the question handwriting sample, next slide. Okay, wait, go back one. Okay, so what does this show?
This is the third page of the 3 pages of question writing.
And do you select certain characters or words for comparison? How do you start?
I look and examine every handwriting characteristic that is available for me to examine. I notate as I examine the question and known materials. So whenever I find a particular characteristic, I may note where that particular characteristic was found within the known writing. However, I compare all of the question individual characteristics within the handwriting to the known characteristics within the known.
So you're not just picking out like, oh, she makes her S's this way. You're looking at every single character.
Every single handwritten character, yes. I examine all of it and compare it to the known writing to see if each individual characteristic is present, that is present in the question, is present in the known or not, and if it's it's a similarity or if it is different in any way.
And all of that funnels into the totality of your conclusion?
That's correct. At the end of the complete side-by-side examination of all of the question handwriting with all of the known handwriting, I then evaluate all of the observed characteristics, and then I make a conclusion as to the authorship.
Okay, next slide, please. And let's skip to the next one. All right, tell us what we're looking at here. I'm going to look for the
She does
pointer
seem
one.
nervous.
This is a demonstrative court chart. It has some of the words and letters from the question documents. Thank you so much. So I have looked through the question documents, of which there were 3 pages. I found certain words and cropped those words digitally and placed them on this chart. I did the same thing with some of the words and letters from the known writing. And I put similar words and letters so that I can better explain how it is that I'm able to, first of all, choose an individual handwriting characteristic, and then how I'm able to show that it is found within the known writing and that it is similar.
That looks similar.
Does the next slide indicate the points of comparison on these particular characters?
Yes, the next slide has some arrows and other markings which are pointing out some of the individual characteristics that I found in my examination and showing how they are similar between the question writings and the known writings. Oh, I apparently clicked it.
I clicked it.
Oh,
for you.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Would you like me to describe each of the characteristics?
Yeah, thank you.
So
No,
beginning
not
with
really.
the first word in the uppercase W of the word Y, we see the overall structure of the uppercase W has a very small tick at the bottom near the baseline where it appears that there's a little bit of an upstroke and then a very small tick and then a downstroke. That kind of makes the bottom of the W. And that particular shape of it being sort of flat on one side but pointed or angled on the other side of the W on the side that's next to the H, the right side of the W has a bit of a curve, whereas the left side does not have that curve. So I observed that similar structure in the word wall within the known writings. You can see on the left side very flat, but on the right side a very sharp angle up to the top. And then the top ends with a bit of a tick to the right, and that's pointed out in both the red arrow, the first red arrow in the uppercase W of the word Y in the question column, as well as in the uppercase W of the word Y on the known column. In the question column in the word Y, I have also pointed out the lowercase y, the structure of it creates almost a loop. It's not entirely connected, the U of the Y and the staff of the Y, but it almost is. But that pin lift, where the stroke stops, lifts, and then comes back down onto the piece of paper, that whole structure,
What an
and then the two
interesting
separate
job she
strokes,
has.
that particular lowercase y was found in the word they, and you can see that in the known column, the second row, where you see the lowercase y, the two strokes, where there's a bit of a pin drag as it lifts and then forms the staff of the Y. Looking again to the question column, the word they, you can see the crossbar of the T moving up towards the lowercase h's staff, and then almost forms a loop again. There's a bit of a pin lift there between the connecting strokes of that crossbar of the T and the lowercase
Crazy.
h's staff. You can see that same characteristic with the crossbar moving into the lowercase h and almost connecting to the staff, but leaving a pin drag or a pin lift in that area. You can see that in the in the word there in the lowercase t and h combination in the known column. I have also pointed out in the question column in the word they, the lowercase e. The lowercase e was formed by starting in the middle of the letter, and instead of making a loop or an eyelet formation, which is typically how our lowercase e is made, it remains open as if just a tick mark before it begins its overarching structure back to the baseline.
And a lot of this is interesting. There's another separate segment of this that has to do with psychology. And I know there are psychologists that can use how someone writes or their handwriting to point out certain characteristics. So I'd be interested to know about her work and if she's ever worked with any psychologist or any handwriting specialists that are able to identify certain things from someone's handwriting, because I know that's a part of it too. Amy could probably tell more about that.
So that sort of open loop E was also found in the word ache, which you can see in the known column, where you can see the eyelet of the E is open and not rounded at all. It's sort of a sharp retrace of the E before it forms the circular part. Like I pointed out in the word y in the question column, I've also pointed out the lowercase y and they in the question column. So this is a second variation of the lowercase y. So one variation of the lowercase y has a straight staff. The bottom of it goes straight. Another variation that this writer had was the lowercase y, in which those strokes, the bowl of the y and the staff, are actually connected here in a loop formation, and the bottom of the staff creates a curve at the bottom, whereas the lowercase y in the word y remains straight. So this particular natural variation, the lowercase y with a loop and a curve, this was found in the word y in the known column on the first line. Natural variations are found throughout people's writing because of our lack of machine-like precision to be able to produce writing exactly the same way every time. Natural variations occur throughout our writing. So seeing different variations of a lowercase y or any letter and seeing those same variations present in the known is additional information for me to use in my conclusion.
Her voice.
So going to the next word in the question column, it is the word Miami. The uppercase M in Miami has an interesting structure. The staff of it has an open loop formation. So it looks like a little bit of a bubble in that staff. on the left side of the M. This same formation of that uppercase M was found within the known writing, and I have it pointed out in the word me in the known column. One of the other things I wanted to point out in the word Miami is the height difference between the lowercase I and the lowercase a. This particular writer, when writing the I-A together, tended to make the lowercase I lower than the lowercase a, whereas you can see it's sort of floating above the baseline. That particular characteristic was also found within the words Miami within the known writing, which I have pointed one out on the right side of the column in the second Miami, but it is also seen in the first version of Miami as well, just not pointed out with an arrow. The lowercase a in Miami, I'm pointing out two different characteristics with that lowercase a. I'm pointing out the structure of the lowercase a kind of having a bit of an open top. There's a space between the top of it and the staff of it, kind of leaving a little bit of an open circle, and the structure of it being kind of having a bit of a hat to it. That particular characteristic was found in the lowercase a of the word tenants, which is about 8 lines down on the known column. One of the other characteristics I'm pointing out with the lowercase a in Miami is how the ending stroke of the a sweeps under the lowercase m in Miami next to it. And that particular characteristic, which was found in the word Miami in the question, was also found within the word Miami within the known writing. And you can see it in the first version of Miami on the 4th line in the known column. Moving on to the word and in the question column, the overall uppercase structure of the letter is formed with only one stroke. So beginning on the left side and moving up from the baseline, creating sort of a triangle, but whenever that stroke comes down to the baseline, the right side of the A, it causes a retrace that forms the crossbar of the A. So it is actually one stroke, almost like a triangle, except the bottom, instead of meeting the left staff, comes up and forms a curved crossbar of the A. And that particular letter formation was found within the known writing, also in the uppercase A. You can see in the known column on the 6th row. The spacing relationship between the lowercase n and the lowercase d is the next characteristic that I have pointed out within my demonstrative aid. So the fact that the n is sort of diving into that lowercase d is found within the word dividend. You can see at the end how at the end of the word dividend, the lowercase n is sort of piercing through the loop of the d, the bottom of the d. And that particular spacing characteristic was found within the question as well as the known. And I also wanted to point out the open loop of the D. So the bottom of the D, the bowl of the D is open. Whenever that character was created, it started at the top, went towards the baseline, then created a counterclockwise curve. But instead of coming and meeting the staff, it stayed open and just stayed at the baseline. So pointing out that particular characteristic of that open bold lowercase d can be found in the word card in the known column. The next word in the question column is the word once. The lowercase NTS is where I'm going to focus on, although there are more characteristics that I have not pointed out. The lowercase n and s are nearly touching, which is odd because whenever you're taught to learn the copybook style, you're taught to leave an even amount of spacing between each letter in a word. So the s touching the n, which is 2 letters outside of the word, was an interesting characteristic that I found in the word tenants. On the 8th row on the known column. You can also see it in the word comments, though I don't have it pointed out with a red arrow, but the N and the S look like as if they are touching. The combination of the crossbar T to the lowercase s, to the formation of the lowercase s, in the word once in the question column, that particular characteristic was found within the word comments, where you can see the lowercase t's crossbar continues out to the right.
Okay, that's enough of that. Shout out to Kate. She sounds super passionate about her job, but we get it. This is okay. It was Donna. I think it's time to move on. So let me go ahead. We're going to go ahead and get back into it. Again, shout out to my guy, Henry Resilient. Been a member for 29 months. He was the first member ever on this channel. And a lot of what you guys see now, a lot of the growth, Henry Resilient has had a major part to play in that. It's given me so much insight taught me so much about YouTube, how to grow, how to create great content. And now we're here today, 29 plus months later. Shout out to my guy, Henry Resilient. Y'all go make sure you check him out, subscribe, hit the notification bell over on his channel. He's got actually a couple channels. Drop the link to both of those in the chat. Let's keep going because, boy, Katie,
You may call your next witness.
that was brutal.
Sergeant Corbett, you remain under oath, sir.
Okay,
Just
we're
remind
bringing
you
back
to
Sergeant
testify
Corbett.
truthfully in that exam.
Let's see what he has to say.
Does your second presentation in this trial today contain text messages from Donna Adelson?
It does, yes.
And were these text messages ones that were from her phone that was seized in Miami Airport in November of 2023?
Yes, they're from a forensic examination of that phone that was taken from her person.
And does this presentation also contain messages from Charlie Adelson's iCloud?
It does, yes.
And were the amount of messages in both that iCloud and from that cell phone voluminous?
They were, yes.
Your summary that I've labeled 73B, and for the record, I'll make his first summary from his first part of his presentation 73A, and this one will be 73B. Do these include
Yeah, Les, her voice
some
was
of the
making me
text
nervous.
relevant to the specific things I'm going to ask you about today from those voluminous records?
It does, yes.
At this time, I would move State 73B into evidence subject to the court's ruling.
Any objection?
Subject to the court's ruling, Your Honor.
73B, you said?
Yes, sir.
73B will be admitted.
And I'd also make 73A, please.
Any objection as to 73, or were those already admitted?
73 has already been admitted, so I'd just be amending the name of the exhibit.
Go ahead and continue.
All right. Just as you did in your first testimony, did you create a PowerPoint of your summary that will go into evidence with the jury as a demonstrative here in court?
I did, yes.
And does this demonstrative contain other evidence that maybe the jury's already seen in this case, such as State's Exhibit 62?
I believe it does, yes.
All right. Permission to use a demonstrative, Judge?
You may.
All right. Looking at State's Exhibit 62, this first slide, does this appear to be a question and answer session here? There's a part that says Q, followed by a question, and a part that says A, followed by the answer to the question.
That's correct.
And when a witness is on the stand in a trial like you are today, does your testimony have to be in a question and answer format?
It is, yes.
All right. If we could go to the first page of State's Exhibit 62. Looking at this first bit of information here, what does this writing say that Kay said?
It says here in the highlighted section that Kay said she told Charlie on the night of the murder.
I'm going to object. This is testimony is cumulative to the other evidence that's already been admitted.
Overruled, the witness may provide context concerning the admitted evidence.
What does it say that Kay said?
She said she told Charlie on the night of the murder that some friends of hers went to Tallahassee and killed him.
Okay, and does that story sound familiar?
Oh, my.
It does, yes.
And are you
Why would
familiar
she
with
say
Charlie
that?
Adelson's testimony in his trial in October of 2023?
I am, yes.
Okay. Does the next sentence say she asked him to give her $333,000 he was going to pay so his sister could relocate with her children to Miami. He went crazy on her. He said that was going to be an offer to his brother-in-law, not to kill him. Is that right?
That's correct.
Okay, so according to this story and to Charlie Adelson's story at his trial, no one hired these hitmen to kill Dan Markell, right?
That's correct.
They just did it in their own in hopes of getting paid.
Correct.
All right, looking at the next page, is this the bottom part of the first page combined with the top part of the second page?
It is, yes.
Okay, looking at the next sentence, does it say he threatened me that he was going to go to the police? I told him if he went to the police, these murderers would kill him. And if they don't get you, they'll kill your mom and dad, exclamation point. You should have seen his face, exclamation point. He turned white, exclamation point. He was scared shitless, in quotations.
Yes.
Okay, looking down at the next paragraph, does it say that she convinced him that the murderers think that a woman is paying for this? They don't know Charlie, and she told him she wouldn't tell her friends who he is. She can keep him safe. Is that right?
Yes.
So according to this, the men who killed Dan Markell are not the ones giving him the information the night of this murder. It's Catherine McVanois. Is that right?
Correct.
And was that consistent with what Charlie Adelson said in his testimony? He said that Magbanua came over alone the night of the murder and told him that he was being extorted by some people she knew.
That's correct.
All right, looking down at the next section, does it say he opened his safe and gave her stacks of money? I'm sorry, can you go back up?
Yes. It does, yes. He opened a safe and gave her stacks of money.
And what does the rest of that paragraph say?
Then she told him he can pay her the rest in cash. She said he was giving her $3,000 every month. She laughed about how easy it was to extort him for the money. He wouldn't have to take her out for a fancy dinner. She could buy plenty of fancy dinners with $350,000.
Judge, can you approach, please?
Approach.
What are you approaching for? This is what she said? Dang. Man, let my guy Chris do his job. Here we go, Chris. Come on.
Let's continue, Mr.
Okay. In Charlie Adelson's testimony, did he say that he paid Catherine Magbanua $3,000 a month because he did not have $350,000?
That's correct.
Okay. Did he say he gave her, I think it was $138,000 that night or the next morning, and then the rest was $3,000 a month over time?
That's correct.
Why would she
And was
say
that
that?
paid, he said, from $1,000 a month in her paycheck from Adelson Institute and $2,000 in cash?
Yes.
And in his testimony, did he say that Magbanua assured him that none of the money would be going to her? She was giving it all to the extorters, including the money from her paycheck.
Yes.
And did he testify that he told his mother, Donna Adelson, about the extortion in September of 2014?
Yes.
All right, can we move on to the next paragraph? I have a couple of questions about that.
Dang.
Okay, in this middle paragraph and in this final paragraph, is the word extort used twice?
Yes.
Okay, and then at the bottom, haha is written out.
It is, yes.
Looking at the word, the first time we see the word extort on this page, is that underlined for emphasis?
It appears to be yes.
Okay, when did Donna Adelson first learn of the meaning of the word extortion?
Well, we know that there was a search from the web history of that forensic examination, and I can move to that now. That was in October of 23. That is reference to extortion versus blackmail.
Okay, and what date was that search made?
Again, October 16th of 2023.
Was that about a week before Charlie Adelson's trial began?
It is, yes.
That she's looking up the difference between extortion and blackmail?
Correct.
And that would be even though, according to his testimony, he and his mother had been being extorted since 2014.
Correct.
All right, after Donna Adelson's phone was seized on November 13th of 2023, were we able to extract the data through a Cellbrite report?
We were, yes.
And from the phone in her possession, was there evidence that Donna Adelson and Wendy Adelson were talking about Charlie's trial and verdict as it was happening?
Yes.
What date did Charlie Adelson's opening statements begin on October 24th of 2023?
Yes.
Okay, so that would be the first day of the trial when there was an opening statement and the state started calling their first witnesses. Is that right?
That's correct.
Okay, and then what day did Charlie Adelson testify in his defense in that case?
November 2nd.
All right, and in this conversation between Donna Adelson and Wendy Adelson, did Donna Adelson agree that Charlie Adelson's testimony about being extorted was the truth, that he was telling the truth?
She did, yes.
Okay, can we see that exchange?
Yes.
Now, right before this exchange, did Wendy Adelson send a prayer hands emoji?
Yes.
Okay, and then what was Donna Adelson's response to that?
That we shouldn't have to pray. He's telling the truth, protected his little sister for years, differs through this, and now what? Prayer hands.
And then does she clarify that she meant suffers, not differs?
Yes.
Oh, that's
okay,
not
so
good.
what date was this
Dang.
text sent on?
Again, November 6th of 2023.
So this would have been about 4 days after Charlie Adelson's testimony,
Correct.
but before a verdict was rendered in the case.
That's correct.
It says that he's telling the truth, protected his little sister for years. Was Robert Adelson a witness in Charlie Adelson's trial? Was he called by either the state or the defense?
He was not.
Okay, so the only person that Wendy Adelson was a little sister of who testified in Charlie Adelson's trial was Charlie Adelson then.
That's correct.
And here she's saying he's telling the truth. Is that right?
Yes.
Was that the only time that she said that Charlie Adelson's defense was the truth during that trial?
It is not.
Okay, can you show us all the messages where she's letting people know that it's the truth? Okay, so she's sending these messages to different friends or family members saying, finally the truth is out?
That is correct. All of these messages were sent in a relatively short time frame to various friends and associates.
Okay. Were there more messages than just this?
There were.
Okay, and so she's seeing if people are watching more about it being the truth, is that right?
Yes.
It says Dan just proved extortion. Was Dan Rashbaum Charlie Adelson's attorney at trial?
He was, yes.
Besides these things, I mean, what else did Donna Adelson say? Or did she say anything else to Wendy Adelson? Okay, thank you. Okay, here is she asking someone to watch opening because the truth is out.
That's correct.
All right. What else does Donna Adelson say to Wendy Adelson about this extortion defense?
She says that she's sorry this has been our life for so many years. It has been torture, but your lawyer didn't want you to know what happened. I think if you did, our relationship and your with Charlie would have been much different. I hope he knew what he was doing. Your testimony was crucial. Let's see what a jury does to him and to the rest of us. You know I'm next, but that won't happen. I'll take care of that.
What
Hey.
date is that? Or
That
was
wa-
that sent?
I'm
What
sorry?
date was that sent?
November 1st of 23.
So she's saying she hasn't told Wendy about this extortion defense because Wendy's attorney didn't want her to,
Correct.
and it might affect their relationship.
Yes.
Did we look in the cell phone reports and records to see whether there was any phone evidence of Charlie Adelson being extorted by McBanois or Garcia or Rivera?
We did, yes.
All right, looking at the day after Dan Markel's murder, which would have been July 19th of 2014, would that have been the day after McBanois would have told Charlie Adelson he was being extorted, per
Yeah.
his testimony and this State 62?
Yes.
Okay. What did Charlie Adelson and McBanois, what were they saying to each other in text messages that day, the day after this alleged extortion?
So he speaks of heading to the gym, asking her if she's taking her children to the beach. She replies that it's beautiful, probably the pool. He encourages her to have a nice day.
Okay, so then this would have been after McBanois left his home that morning that we saw in your first presentation is headed south toward Rivera's. Is that right?
That's correct.
Okay, and Charlie Adelson reaches out to McBanois first. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. And he says he's headed to the gym?
Yes.
Any mention of extortion, bad guys, money in these messages?
No,
Does it appear that there's any anger or fear in these messages?
it does not.
What about, what about in the week following the murder? What did they talk about that week?
Well, there's additional messages from the 19th, later on in the afternoon. And then, yes, we have messages from the next week.
And what were their conversations that week like? So here they're talking about the weather and how late it is in the day.
Yes.
Okay. What about the next messages? She wants him to get Jerry to call in some prescription shampoo for her.
Yes.
Okay. What's next? He says sweet dreams.
Yes.
What's next? She's complaining about a headache, migraine.
Yes.
Okay. What's next? He's saying laugh out loud.
Yes.
All right. Any more after that? Here she says, have a good day, smiley face, and he says, you too?
Correct.
And is that all we have from that week?
Yes.
Did they ever discuss extortion, bad guys, money?
No.
Probably.
Okay. Does it seem like pretty mundane things?
It does, yes.
Were they
All
using
right, from
coded language?
2014 to 2016, those 2 years after the murder, do Charlie Adelson and Catherine McBanois stay in regular contact with each other, even after they break up in the fall of 2014?
Yes.
Okay, from the messages, do they appear to have a close friendship?
I would say yes.
Can you show us some examples of that? Here is she giving him some relationship advice and saying he'd make a great dad?
Yes.
All right, what's next? Does Charlie Adelson tell her he loves her in October of 2014?
He does.
Does he say, it makes me feel good that you care about me? I'm very lucky to have you as part of my life.
He does.
Okay, what's next? Oh, I'm sorry, can you go back? Does she respond that she will always care about him?
Yes.
Okay, what's next? And here they have an exchange. Is this in February of 2015?
It is.
And here she says, I always know how to make you smile. And he says, yes, you do.
Correct.
What's next? What do they say here?
It's February 24th of 15. Good, I love you. And he replies, I love you too.
Okay, what about later that year? Are there more friendly exchanges?
October 27th of 2015.
And she's maybe wishing him a happy birthday and thank you for helping me and I love you?
Yes.
And what does he say back?
Can't wait to get lunch with you. You're the best. I am lucky to have you as a friend for life.
Smiley face?
Yes.
Okay, what's next? All right, here are they kind of calling each other names. It seems like in a funny way.
Yes.
And he says, I miss you.
Yes.
And what about the next month? Are there any messages in the next month? Okay, maybe some sort of inside joke here.
Yes.
Okay. Is she giving laughing, crying emojis?
Yes.
All right, what's next? Is this the same day?
It is.
And how does he end this exchange?
LOL, you're the best.
So laugh out loud, you're the best?
Yes.
After maintaining a close friendship for years, according to these texts, at what point did Charlie Adelson and Catherine McGranois no longer have any contact via phone again? Is it after the arrest of Sigfredo Garcia?
Yes. I'm trying to recall exactly when that ended, but it was well into the time of the arrest, yes.
Okay. Now, in all of these messages from the records between Charlie Adelson and McGranois in those 2 years, are there any messages where they discuss being extorted?
No.
Are there any messages where they discuss Dan Markel's murder?
No.
What about McGranois knowing people who wanted to hurt his family, anything like that?
Nothing.
When Donna Adelson's phone was seized and celebrated, was there evidence inside that Donna Adelson and Charlie Adelson had communicated for several years over WhatsApp?
Yes.
And what is WhatsApp?
WhatsApp is just a communication app, multi-platform. You can use it on iPhones or Androids or other devices, and it is just another platform which people can communicate, voice, text, and it is what we call an over-the-top app in that it does not go through the carrier traditional infrastructure. So it's not using their text message service, it's using the data side. So we don't see records of that, those communications in the call detail records that we get. And it offers the security of encryption, that those messages are encrypted for the security of the senders.
Do sometimes people use WhatsApp because maybe they're somewhere internationally and that's the easiest way to communicate internationally?
Yes.
Do sometimes people use WhatsApp because, as you said, it's an encrypted service and maybe those messages could be harder to find as opposed to a regular text message?
Also speculation.
Okay, I could ask a different question, Judge.
Please do.
What does an encrypted message mean?
So encrypted means that the message content itself is encoded in a way that it cannot be easily read or decoded in transit. So if there was an interception or someone were to get hold of that text message because of the encryption, you're not able to actually see what's in there. And so that provides, again, for the security of those messages and traffic.
Okay, thank you. Looking at this WhatsApp thread between Charlie Adelson and Donna Adelson, were some messages seen in 2023 that law enforcement did not previously have?
Correct.
Okay. If you could turn our attention to the first one from July of 2016. Okay. Do you mind going to the next? Thank you. All right, so they're talking about some good news.
Yes.
Okay, what's next? All right, so what does Charlie Adelson say here?
He says that the information he got, it's in the paper from yesterday, and I spoke to Marcus this morning. He said it's not official yet, but it's looking that way after he spoke to Garcia attorney.
Okay, and when was that message sent?
July 21st of 2016.
Okay, was David Marcus spelled with a K? Was that Charlie Adelson's attorney at the time?
Yes.
So according to this text, Charlie Adelson's attorney was talking to Garcia's attorney, and he's
Oh,
letting
my.
his mother, Donna Adelson, know that in this message.
Yes.
Who did
They're all
Marcus
up in it.
run into when he met with Garcia's lawyer?
Katie.
I believe 73A and 73 have been admitted at this point. They're in evidence. The objections are ruled.
Your objection's overruled.
What happened when
Says
Garcia's
Everett's
lawyer,
also.
when Charlie Adelson's lawyer met with Garcia's lawyer? Who did they run into?
Miss McManua.
Okay. Now, how do we know that Kaddie is Magmanwa?
That's how he had her listed in his contacts within his phone, Charlie Adelson's.
Okay. So throughout their relationship, Catherine McManwa's phone number and all these messages are all to Kaddie in his phone. That's how he spelled Katie.
Correct.
Okay. And then how does Donna Adelson respond to this?
To the small world comment, she replies that it is, and then he goes on to discuss the meeting.
So does he say that his attorney said they said hi to each other, they shook hands, he introduced himself, and she is nice and beautiful?
Correct.
Okay, and how does Donna Adelson respond?
Like all your girlfriends.
Okay, so this is July of 2016. So is this about 2 months after Garcia was arrested for the murder of Dan? I'm sorry. Yeah, Sigfredo Garcia was arrested for the murder of Dan Markel.
Yes.
Okay, and Katie's his baby mama.
Yes.
Okay. Did Donna Adelson or Charlie Adelson express any anger here or four-letter words for Garcia, the man who shot Dan Markel and had been arrested for it 2 months earlier?
No.
Or for Katie, the mother of his children?
No.
All right, looking at the next month in August, show us this WhatsApp message. Now, this message is between Charlie Adelson and Donna Adelson?
It is, yes.
Okay, can you read us the message from August 2nd here?
Charlie Adelson says, "Did you see in the paper where the state star witness that rented the hotel room is a convicted cocaine dealer? Maybe those guys were just up in Tallahassee buying drugs and just in the wrong place at the wrong time.
No,
Maybe the coke dealer
nice
did
try.
it because Danny did not pay him for his drugs, just like he stiffed everyone else he did business with. This
They're
whole thing is
texting all
just
this,
crazy."
guys.
So at this point in August, you said Garcia and Rivera, they had been arrested for at least 2 months, right?
Yes.
And at this point, Charlie Adelson, according to Charlie Adelson, and according to him, he and his mother had been extorted for almost a year and a half as of a couple months ago.
That'd be correct.
In this message from Charlie Adelson, though, does it appear to spitball another theory of Dan Markel's murder besides the extortion, that they've supposedly been extorted for the last 2 years by the killers?
It does, yes.
And when law enforcement investigated, did the hitman actually
Yeah,
hang out with
CJ.
a local cocaine dealer who the police interviewed, and he gave them information about the men he sold drugs to?
Yes.
Okay. And that wasn't in the paper.
I'm sorry?
And they're talking about the fact that that was in the paper.
Yes.
Okay. And that maybe that coke dealer's the guy that killed Danny.
Yes.
Maybe Danny was buying drugs from him, stiffed him, something like that.
That's what it says, yes.
Okay. What's next after this? After Donna Adelson says, "I did not see that," which paper?
Charlie indicates that it was in the Tallahassee Democrat, and Donna that she has stopped reading everything.
And does she say, "Wow!" exclamation point, "I've stopped reading everything"?
Yes.
Does she say, "What are you talking about? You told me that they've been extorting us for 2 years."
Sustained.
Is there anything about extortion in these messages?
There is not.
All right. Last thing we saw from messages. All right. Donna Adelson's phone, she said that he was telling the truth in his trial, and the truth is out. Was there another message to Wendy Adelson after she told Wendy Adelson? Excuse me, I'm sorry. Is there more messages here?
There is, just the end of that conversation.
Okay, thank you. Can you walk us through these, and then I'll move on?
Certainly, it's just the conclusion of that the guy admitted to selling them cocaine and hanging.
It's cumulative.
Sustained as cumulative.
Okay, is this the end of the conversation that we just saw?
It is, yes.
Okay. And do these messages mention extortion?
They do not.
All right. Going back to November of 2023, did we find messages in Donna Adelson's phone from November of 2023 when the verdict was announced between Donna and Wendy?
Yes.
Okay, can we see that message? Or maybe this, okay. She says there's a verdict. This is on November 6, 2023, is that correct?
That's correct.
Was a verdict delivered, meaning read out loud by the clerk or by the judge, sometime between 5 p.m. and 5:15 p.m. on that day, November 6th?
Yes.
Okay. When does Wendy send her next message?
At 5:27 p.m.
So this would have been after the verdict was rendered?
Yes.
All right. And she says, I love you very much. Call if you feel like you can. Is that right?
Yes.
And how does Donna Adelson respond? Can you read that message?
Your brother protected you for years. Now you are not guilty. Your lawyer took very good care of you. You can.
Your brother protected you for years? Guys, what does she mean by that? What does she mean? Did Charlie take the fall for Wendy? Man, we got to get Wendy.
And bury me in the dress that I bought for Lincoln's bar mitzvah.
What does she
And was
mean
that
by
sent
that?
at 5:31 p.m. on November 6th?
It was, yes.
So about 15 to 20 minutes after the verdict?
Yes.
All right, so now we know the time of the verdict, sometime between 5 and 5:15 p.m. on November 6th.
Oh no, what happened?
The long list.
No. Dang, I messed it up, y'all. I'm sorry.
15 to 20 minutes after the verdict.
Here we go.
Yes.
That's my bad.
All right, so now we know the time of the verdict, sometime between 5 and 5:15 p.m. on November 6th. After the verdict, was there evidence found in Donna Adelson's phone that Donna Adelson and Harvey Adelson began to plan to flee the country?
Yes.
All right.
It's argumentative.
What?
Can you walk us
It's
through
not.
what was found in her phone from after the verdict?
So there is a conversation, again in WhatsApp, between Donna Adelson and a representative from Vietnam e-Visa regarding getting a visa for herself and for Harvey.
Okay, and are we going to go through the entire visa chat here today?
We are not.
Okay.
It's quite lengthy.
Are these just some excerpts from the visa chat?
They are, yes.
All right, before court today, did you have an opportunity to look at States 58, the visa chat?
I did, yes.
Okay, and are these true and accurate depictions of the chat that was found in the Cellbrite between Vietnam e-Visa and Donna Adelson?
Yes.
At this time, I move 58 into evidence.
Any objection?
Please, sir.
States 58 is admitted.
Thank you. All right, if you could walk us through a few excerpts from this chat.
Yes, again, we can see that this is between Miss Adelson and the Vietnam visa. And the first message in this conversation starts on November 7th at 3:55 p.m.
Okay, so is that within 24 hours of the verdict?
Yes.
Can you go back to the last one? What is that first message from? What does that first message say in this chat?
It's an automated message in the WhatsApp group, and it states that messages and calls are end-to-end encrypted. No one outside of this chat, not even WhatsApp, can read or listen to them. Tap to learn more.
And the only way we're reading them is because we were able to seize the phone and get the information off the phone.
That is correct.
Okay.
There you go.
All right. Can we look at the first messages sent in this chat? Okay, can you read this to us?
Sure. Hi, Daisy. I'm trying to get a fast-track emergency visa for Vietnam.
Objection. Same objection that we talked about sidebar.
What's the objection?
Overruled, this has not been published before the jury. This is the publishing of the evidence at this time. You may continue.
What is the objection here?
I'm sorry, you left off at fast track emergency visa for Vietnam.
I filled everything out on the online application. I filled out the visa option. I wanted the fastest I can get it, put in the applicant details with our photos approval. It's for Donna Adelson and Harvey Adelson. Yes, that is the site we applied for online. I just do not see how to pay for this.
Okay. And what's next?
She says if I do not get there until the 12th or 13th of November, is that a problem? If I am putting down November 11th as the date to arrive.
Okay. And then did they talk a little bit about how long her visa will be for?
Yes, she indicates, I would like the 90-day visa, and clarifies 90-day multi-entrance.
Okay, what happens when she finds out there isn't enough time to get a 90-day visa? Because it's an emergency fast-track one.
So her reply is, if we get a 30-day visa, can I extend it while I am in Vietnam?
Okay, but then the chat says we can arrange for the 90-day.
Yes.
All right, if she were to, like, let's say that, and I know that they didn't get the visas till a few days later, but let's say she got the visa on November 7th and it were a 90-day visa, that visa would extend to February 7th?
Yes.
Okay, and that's the
crazy.
choice that they gave her, the 90 or the 30? 30 and extend?
Yes.
Okay. All right, now eventually in this chat, does she and Harvey Adelson's pictures?
She does, yes.
Okay, are they letting her know all the things that she'll need to provide?
Yes.
Okay, and does she say 90-day multiple entry is what I would like as fast as possible, and that next Monday, as the next Monday to receive the visas, will be fine?
That's correct.
Okay, what's next? They've received her email,
Correct.
and she sends her picture. Does she send Harvey's picture as well? Okay, thank you. Now, at some
Hold 'em,
point
I
in
got
this
Harvey
chat, is
hostage.
it getting close to her flight date and she has not yet received her visas?
Yes.
Okay.
In addition to the photograph, she also sends copies of their passports.
Okay, and this is the flight information as far as where they're flying into, the date of arrival, the email, and the type of e-visa it is.
That's correct.
Okay, she gives them her flight information. Is that right?
Correct?
Okay, now we're 5 days later, and does she say in capital letters, now it is almost 10 a.m. on Sunday. We take our flight tomorrow at 8 p.m. That is 30 hours. She's afraid that she's not going to get it in time. Is that right?
That's correct.
Okay, what happens next?
So the response is that we will send e-visa to you within 21 hours from now. It's fine for your flight. Please don't worry.
Okay, and does she actually end up getting her visa?
She does, yes.
Okay, can you walk us through the rest?
Yes, so this is November 13th, 5:28 a.m. She receives a visa for herself and for Harvey Adelson.
Okay.
What's up, Slim? Kelbell.
Now, was there other evidence that showed that the Adelsons did not have plans of returning home anytime soon? What was found on her phone as far as her Amazon deliveries?
So there was a message to herself, kind of as a reminder, and this was on November 8th, to stop Amazon deliveries.
Okay, and was there a note left in their apartment to sell a belonging?
Yes.
Okay, does this indicate
Sell the
that
gun.
this is who Wendy should call to get the paperwork so the gun can be sold if it is to be sold?
Yes, as it needs to be sold with the paperwork.
All right. What about, we've heard about Donna Adelson's planner. Was there some entries in the planner for the week after Charlie Adelson's trial that indicated they weren't planning to come home anytime soon? What's the first entry here?
So the first entry we see is sell and list jewelry, dishes, implants, comics.
Okay, and what date was that?
I'd have to go back to the top to see the date of that, which we actually don't have on the top of that.
Okay, I think we do have it in evidence. So, what number is that? Okay, so the first entry you're pointing out here, though, I'm sorry if you could go back to the highlight.
Oops.
And so that was to sell jewelry, dishes, implants, and comics.
Yes.
All right, did they have a note about packing for Vietnam? Okay, was there also notes at the bottom about canceling disability insurance?
Yes.
2, in fact.
Yes.
Was there a note for, I'm looking in the middle of the screen here, for Wendy to tell Dan regarding Vietnam, and he must tell Charlie on his private line? Is that right?
Yes.
Would Charlie Adelson have been in custody at that time?
Yes.
And if the Adelsons were to call Charlie Adelson and tell him they're going to Vietnam, would that call be recorded and available to law enforcement?
Yes.
If Dan, Charlie's attorney, calls Charlie to tell him that information, would that call be private and law enforcement cannot listen to that?
That's correct.
Okay, are there some more entries in this planner?
There you go.
Is there an entry regarding child support at the top? Okay. If they were paying child support for Charlie's child, does it show that they intended to pay, or they have a note about this child support through November
For
2025?
Charlie's
That's correct.
child?
So they're making
Charlie
a
has
note of
kid?
that for the next 2 years in advance.
Correct.
Because at this point, we're in November of 2023.
Yes.
All right, and then looking down, we see that note's on Saturday, November 18th. If this planner was collected by law enforcement in Miami on November 14th, would this have been like a note of a reminder to yourself in the future that you've made here on the 18th?
It could be, yes.
Okay. And is that reminder, tell Wendy, do October expenses for 3 properties and enter in computer?
Yes.
Okay. I asked you when the first entry was. We see the end of the week is Saturday, November 18th, so I think you can probably see what week we're on, but I'm going to show you what's marked as states. 59A. Looking at this
I
first
think she
entry
must
here
have
that we
misspoke.
saw
I didn't think
of
Charlie had
selling
kids
the
either.
jewelry, dishes, implants, and comics. What day was that?
That
planned
was
for?
Thursday, November 9th.
Okay. So that would have been 2 days after the visa chat and 3 days after the verdict?
Yes.
Were there text message on Donna Adelson's phone where she is trying to communicate her plans to Wendy Adelson?
Yes.
Okay. Can you go to those messages? Here in these messages, is she letting Wendy Adelson know they need to talk to her? It's not about the case. They need business assistance. They need to help her with personal things and business stuff. You know, please respond to them. Please talk to them.
Yes, that they need her to help them. Yes.
Okay. What do we have next?
I didn't think he had a kid.
November 10th.
Does Donna Adelson, I'm sorry.
She provides 2 contact cards to Wendy, stating that you need to have this info.
And is one of those for an attorney and one that looks to be for a property, a condo in a certain tower?
Yes.
All right. Were there other messages to friends where she's trying to convey information?
Yes.
I think she misspoke.
All right. Looking at this message on November 7th, is Donna Adelson saying to her friend Annie that she can't say why, but the Adelsons, may need you guys to come here, both of you. Wendy's not responding, and we have an issue that we cannot discuss over the phone. I know this sounds crazy, but I assure you it's not. I wish I could tell you more. Stand by. Is that right?
Yes.
All right, and then at the bottom she says, Ron may have some work to do here.
Correct.
All right, what's next? Does Donna let her know that she's copying her on different emails and things? She'll explain everything. She's holding off talking to her.
Correct.
Okay. And then was there evidence in Donna Adelson's phone of why they chose Vietnam? Why Vietnam was chosen as where they were going to go?
There were searches related to extradition, which would have contained Vietnam as non-extradition.
Okay, can you show that to us?
They searched for extradition. Come on,
Okay,
man.
and when did she Google list of United States
It's a lot of
extradition
circumstantial
treaties?
evidence.
It would have been on November 7th.
Okay, so the day after Charlie Adelson's verdict?
Correct.
And the same day that she got she first started the chat for the emergency fast track visa.
Yes.
One second. No further questions, thank you.
Cross-examination.
Just a moment, Your Honor.
Just a moment with these guys. What do y'all think about this so far? I mean, Donna was caught. She was scrambling. Not only that, search for extradition on her phone. Come on. They said, oh, her defense attorney said, oh, it's not a big deal. You know, even if she got extradited, she still could have been caught. Well, there's a chance they wouldn't have. Now, this will be interesting to see how the defense disputes all these text messages we saw from Donna trying to flee the country. Here we go. Good luck to them. She told Wendy, I couldn't believe she told Wendy that Charlie covered for her. That's an insane way to phrase that. Your brother had your back. And I'm about to be next, so have fun. She said, bury me in the dress I was gonna wear to the bar mitzvah. Jeez, man.
Good afternoon.
We meet again.
We do.
So, I think I'm going to go backwards a little bit. Now, you agreed that WhatsApp is used internationally, correct?
It is, yes.
And in your presentation, you indicated that in my client's planner, there was some notations to sell jewelry, dishes, implants, and comics.
Yes.
My client, at the time, was 72 or 73. Did you believe she had a comic collection?
I'm not sure that she did.
And what about implants?
Well, other than the fact that Harvey Adelson was a dentist.
I'm going to show you. Let's see, this is not too far. An approach with states 155?
You may.
Messed up the whole thing. Dang, who's that typing? They're mad.
So looking at states 155. Picture that's on my screen, is that the same picture? It's just that's narrower.
Yes, it's a different perspective, but yes.
So let's zoom in on this. Should have brought my mouse. Can you read what that says? You want me to turn it? There.
It says implant motor.
And looking at 152, 153, and 154, looks, that's a closet, correct?
It appears to be, yes.
And is that, you can't see it there, but let's go back here. That's the bedroom closet where that implant motor was, correct?
I'm not aware of this being a bedroom. It does appear to be a closet.
Okay. I'll go grab another picture then. That picture indicates that there are dishes in that closet, correct?
There are dishes in the closet, yes.
Keep those for me, please. Would you agree it'd be unusual for dishes to be in a bedroom closet?
Possibly, yes.
But I'll show you.
What are we doing here?
Airbrush.
I'll have to clarify my last answer too. There are dishes in my spare bedroom closet, so
I did not know that to ask that of you, but
I just want to be honest.
I will have this
That's
printed,
funny.
Your Honor, this next picture, but it's identified as RTC_0029.
That is kind of
Would you
funny.
agree that that depicts a bedroom?
That does, yes.
Let's go here. Are those the boxes that we saw in States 155?
They appear to be yes.
Same paper, and you have the coffee maker.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay. So we're still in that room. Let's see if we can get a different perspective here. Would you agree that they didn't do a very good job documenting this search warrant?
Well, it is a little hard to figure out from the smaller pictures. I don't necessarily disagree that this is the bedroom closet. I just wasn't personally there.
Okay, so you have that small piece of luggage
Yeah.
in this picture. That's 155. And then in this one here, it's 0043. Would you agree that that's the same piece of small luggage in the same closet with the dishes?
Yes.
Okay. I'll take this from you. During the course of your investigation, Sergeant, are you aware of the fact that my clients sold their home in Coral Springs and moved into a condo?
I am aware of that occurring at some point, yes.
And so merely because my client is selling some kitchen items or some jewelry, does that indicate that they are fleeing the country?
By itself, no.
Now, if someone's going out of town, would it be unusual for them to stop Amazon deliveries?
It would not.
Now, merely stopping Amazon deliveries, that does not indicate that they are not coming back, does it?
Not by itself.
Does it indicate that? Yes. What's the definition of the word indicate? Do we need to look this up? Indicate definition. The definition of indicate is to put out or show, to suggest as a desirable or necessary course of action. Yes. Yes, it does indicate that they have no intention of coming back. What do you mean? It's like, hey, don't send any packages here anymore because we ain't going to be there for a while.
Amazon deliveries.
It would not.
I disagree with the question and answer 1,000%.
Kitchen items or some jewelry, does that indicate that they are fleeing the country?
By itself, no.
Stopping the mail. Yeah, exactly. You can tell me stopping your mail and like, hey, don't send any mail. Come on, man.
Now, if someone's going out of town, would it be unusual for them to stop Amazon deliveries?
It would not.
Not if they're planning on leaving
merely
the country
stopping
for a long
Amazon
time.
deliveries, that does not indicate that they are not coming back, does it?
Objection.
Not by
Asked
itself.
and answered. Jesus. This attorney is garbage.
Do you have any knowledge whether or not the trust that was set up for Roman Adelson, Charlie Adelson's son, took care of child support for a certain period of time?
Charlie Adelson does have a son. His son's name is Roman Adelson. He had a son with a woman named Bree at some point. Shout out to Reddit for this, but for some reason it won't let me pull it up. But it looks like Charlie had a son. I don't know how old this kid was, but I will do some more research and let y'all know what I find.
I have no information about that trust.
Okay.
Would you agree in looking through that calendar that Mrs. Adelson, my client, constantly updates it to give herself reminders?
I would agree, yes.
Is there any evidence that you discovered in your investigation that indicate that my client moved assets overseas?
None that I am aware of.
That's a no?
That is a no.
There's no evidence that you were able to uncover that my client was moving out of the country as opposed to obtaining a 90-day tourist visa?
I would say the evidence that I observed from the messages, the business that was being taken care of, it was at least a lengthy time to be away.
So, a 90-day tourist visa?
That could be, yes.
Okay. Now, do you know what it
3
means
months is a long
for
time to be out of
a
the
tourist
country.
visa to be multi-entrance?
I do not specifically.
Would you agree that a fair definition of that would mean that the person who holds the visa can enter the country, leave the country, and return to the country.
Yes.
And a tourist visa, if you know, is just that. It's for a tourist, not for a resident.
Correct.
Now, one of the slides that you didn't go over, I believe it was, at least in one of the versions, slide 328.
Would you like me to go to that?
Sure.
I don't know about this one. Well, he doesn't take care of the son now for sure.
Well, that would be the new 328.
Ah, see, I haven't been provided with the full new version. It's the slide 328 with the Sun Sentinel article.
With that article?
Yes.
That is not in here.
That's no longer in there.
That's correct.
Okay.
Crazy.
All right, may I approach?
Okay.
Yes.
Do you know where that is in your...
It's not in here.
It's not in that one. Do you still have it where you can display it?
I can get to it, yes. We'll probably, yeah, as long as I stay muted.
Yes, thank you.
Just to clarify, Mr. Sullivan, this is the version not in evidence, or you still wish the witness to place it on the screen?
Yes, it was in evidence, and I guess the state changed the present.
It was not in evidence. The one in evidence does not have it.
Just that.
Yep, just that. Says, I think it's going to be a speedy trial, Weinstein said. Who is Weinstein?
Attorney.
One of Charlie's attorneys?
Yes.
Thank you.
Do y'all still think this is all circumstantial?
Now, throughout
One
your
doesn't have anything to
review
do with
of
the other.
text messages, the communications, was there any evidence that my client was aware of the friendly texts that Charlie had with Catherine McVanola?
There was no evidence that your client was specifically aware of the content of the communications between Charlie and Katie. No.
And you put on a bunch of slides where it's just another instance of Charlie Adelson just running his mouth. This time in writing, so his thumbs.
Yes, there are a lot of communications.
Damn.
Just a moment, Your Honor.
Go ahead.
Nothing further, Your Honor.
Redirect examination.
There you go.
Can you put the Sun Sentinel article back up? Thank you.
Take me just a second.
Sure.
Examination.
There you go.
Can you put the Sun? Thank you. Okay, thank you. Now, we saw the text earlier where Charlie Adelson says to Donna Adelson, that, did you see the good news in the paper yesterday? Something along those lines, right?
Correct.
Okay. And Donna agreed, it is good news.
Yes.
Okay. So
What was the good news?
did we try to find some papers from the day before those messages? I think that message was on July 21st of 2016 to see if there was a local paper in Miami that maybe published some, or in Florida, that published some information about this case the day prior.
We did, yes.
Was this the closest in time article that we could find that talked about Dan Markel's murder?
It was, yes.
Okay, and was this from the Sun Sentinel,
It was.
which is a big paper in Miami?
I believe so, yes.
Okay, and in this paper, or was this article published on July 16th of 2016?
Yes,
So not the day before, but I think it would be 5 days before.
that's correct.
Okay, and but we don't know necessarily, looking at those texts, was it published or did Charlie see it in the paper the day before? Is that right? Charlie says, though, it was good news in the paper yesterday.
He does, yes.
Okay. And in this article from the Sun Sentinel, does it talk about the murder of Dan Markel and that Garcia and Rivera have been arrested?
Yes.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
And what you've got highlighted in red here, does Weinstein, who was Weinstein an Adelson family friend at that point? Do you know?
Yes.
Okay. Weinstein says, I think
it
it's going to
Doug
be a
Weinstein?
speedy trial. I don't think there's going to be any more arrests. After it talks about the arrests of Garcia and Rivera. Is that right?
It does, yes.
Okay. So if Charlie Adelson and Donna Adelson are referencing this paper, then they would be saying that it's good news that there's not going to be any more arrests. Is that right?
Yes.
And is that the reason that it was of interest to us?
It was, yes.
Okay. But ultimately, it isn't the day before, right?
It is not.
Okay. All right. Looking at, defense asked you about, I think ultimately you said, from the totality of the evidence in this case, not just one thing or not just one other thing, but the totality of the evidence, it looked as though the Adelsons were planning to have a lengthy time away.
That's correct.
And quick, right? I mean, wasn't Donna Adelson asking for an emergency fast-track visa?
Yes, there was urgency in all the communications and getting things done, getting the visa. There seemed to be a sense of urgency to that.
And
Yeah,
did
to
Donna
get up out of
Adelson
there.
specifically look for non-extradition countries in her phone before?
Objection asked and answered.
What?
The rule does the ask and answer, but we have covered this subject, Mr.
Okay. And was Vietnam the country she chose?
It was, yes.
Thank you.
How was that asked and answered?
Thank you,
But
sir.
he asked the exact same question and it wasn't. Whatever. It doesn't matter. At this point, this as circumstantial as the defense is trying to paint it, this is not that circumstantial. There's a reason that she looked it up on her phone. There's a reason they went to Vietnam. There's a reason she was in a hurry. There's a reason she said what she said to Wendy. It's all a mess. Not looking great for Donna. Let's go ahead and get into day 7. But before we do it, shout out to everyone that's in here. Ducky Dexter's in the building. 1,300 of you in the building. Thank you. And 1,100 of you, nearly 1,200 of you have liked the video. If y'all haven't yet, please take a second and like the video. I will be begging for likes until I'm no longer making content on YouTube. So please like the video. I know y'all are going to have a great time. We're going to be in here catching up, figuring out what's going on as now the defense is going to put on their case. I do want to say thank you to a couple super chats before we keep moving. Again, shout out to my guy, Henry Resilient in here, has been a member for 29 months. He's the first ever member on this channel. Man, a lot of the show that you guys see, Henry Resilient had a huge impact into what we do here on the channel. So thank you to Henry Resilient. I owe him everything, man. We've got Mr. Brown with the 5 bomb. Just showing some love. Hope you're doing well, Mr. Brown. Continuing to pray for your recovery over there as well. And thank you again to everyone that's in here. Let's go ahead and move in to day 7 and see what we got going on in court here today. All right, here we go. We're going to get the jury in here. The jury. And now the defense is going to present their case. How do y'all think this defense is going to go in this Donna Adelson trial? You think they've got enough? Do you think Donna will testify? There's a rumor Donna's going to testify. That would be interesting. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. All right, Judge Everett, we're ready. Skip ahead here some.
Case in chief on week of the jury.
There we
Everyone
go.
can be seated.
Donna should not
Good morning,
testify.
members of the jury. Good morning. I hope everyone had a good, restful, long weekend. At this point in time, we are going to begin with the defense's case in chief. Mr. Zellman, you may call the defense's first witness.
Annie Cunningham. We've heard Annie's name before. Let's see what Annie has to say.
Please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give will be the truth?
Yes.
You may take your seat. Please speak loudly and clearly. You can adjust the microphone as you need.
Morning. Good morning.
Just pull that microphone a little over closer to you. There you go.
Okay.
Make sure you speak into it so everyone
Yes,
can hear
yes,
you.
ma'am.
Okay. If you could, tell us your name and then spell it for the court reporter.
My name is Anne Elizabeth Cunningham.
Oh, Anne.
A-N-N-E Elizabeth Cunningham, C-U-N-N-I-N-G-H-A-M.
Thank you.
Thought it was
Ms.
Annie.
Cunningham, you're aware why we're here today, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Where, I don't want your address, but where do you live?
I live in Naples, Florida,
Okay.
and New Jersey.
Okay, so you spend some time in New Jersey during the year and some time in the state of Florida.
That is correct.
All right. And tell us, what did you do? Are you retired?
Yes, I am.
Okay, and what did you do for your career?
I was a teacher, special education teacher.
Okay. Do you know Donna Adelson?
Yes, I do.
And how long have you known Miss Adelson?
Since 2009.
Okay. And how is it that the two of you met?
Excuse me? I can...
How did you meet?
We met when
We need to
my
get her some headphones.
life partner and I drove to Florida and arrived on Christmas Eve, and the only place that was open was a Chinese restaurant.
life partner.
And he bit into a spare rib and cracked his tooth.
Okay.
So he actually went to high school with Harvey, and
Okay.
Harvey was a practicing dentist at the time.
Okay. And what is his name?
Ronald Gutterson.
Okay. And so he cracked his tooth, and what happened?
And he called a mutual friend from high school also and said, who do we know in South Florida who can help me? And our friend mentioned Harvey's name, and we called him, and he came in the next day to treat Ronnie.
Okay. And when you said they went to high school together, that wasn't in Florida, right?
No, it was in Manhattan, New York.
Okay. All right. Very good. So he was able to take care of Ronald?
Yes, he made a special trip, it was Christmas Day, to come in and care for him.
Okay. And then how did that lead to you meeting Mrs. Adelson?
When Ron returned, he said that he had re-met a former high school classmate of his, and that he was a very lovely man, and that he thought it would be very nice if maybe we had dinner together with his wife.
And did you do that?
We did.
Okay. And from there, did you develop a strong friendship?
We did. We all got along very well, and
That's
developed a
nice.
friendship.
Okay. And when you spent your time in Florida, was that Naples at that point?
No, it was in southeast Florida,
Okay.
Aventura.
All right. And was that closer to where the Adelsons were living at that time?
Yes, it was.
Okay. So did you spend quite a bit of time together?
We did.
Okay. Socializing?
We did.
Did you travel together at all?
Quite often.
Okay. So you had a lot of contact over the years?
Very much so.
Okay. Did you have the opportunity to speak to her on the telephone when you were away in New Jersey?
Absolutely.
Okay. Would you say you had regular contact throughout?
Regular contact.
Okay. I'm going to tell you, this nice young lady over here, she's typing every word that we're saying. And I have a bad habit of talking over people, and she will shoot me if I do that. So I'm going to
And
try.
I have a bad habit of speaking quickly.
Saying she's gonna shoot me in a murder trial is wild. We've seen some crazy things in these trials. We had the one guy from what was it? What was the one guy who shouted out his son's birthday during the Karen Reed trial? I can't think of his name right now. We've got her defense attorney saying that somebody's gonna shoot her. These people, man.
So you and I are going to need to make sure we wait until the
Have
other
some
person
decorum.
finishes before we start to speak, okay?
She
so
said she's
you had
gonna shoot
regular
me.
phone contact with Mrs. Adelson while you were in New Jersey each year?
Yes.
And then
What is
spending
wrong
time
with these
together while you
people?
were in Florida?
Yes.
And you said it started out in Aventura, Florida, and that was close to where she lived. At some point, you got your home then in Naples, is that right?
That is correct.
Okay, but still continue to spend time with the Adelsons?
Yes.
Okay. Did you have an opportunity to
Yeah, it was
meet her
Aka.
children?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
I met 2 of her children.
And who were
It's
they?
Dr. Wolf
I
from
met
Arca.
Wendy,
No, it wasn't
and I met
Dr. Wolf.
Charlie.
Okay. Did you have an opportunity with the Adelsons to spend
It's the other
time
guy.
with Wendy, her children, and Danny?
Yes.
Okay. And you never met Rob?
No.
Okay. All right. How would you best describe Donna Adelson and what you've come to know of her over these many years?
Attraction, relevance, and 404, Your Honor.
Sustained.
May we
I
approach?
agree. No.
May.
Thank you.
No, you can't approach. That's it. We don't care. We don't care. And keep it moving. It's not relevant at all. You can ask about Donna's behavior leading up to the incident. Did it change? Did your relationship change? We don't want to know what Donna was doing. Look at Harvey.
Have you ever seen her harm anyone?
Here we go.
I guess 15 years. Have you found her to be a hateful person?
Never.
Is she aggressive towards others?
Never.
Have you ever heard her threaten anyone?
Never.
Have you ever seen her harm anyone?
Never.
Have you ever heard her threaten to have somebody harmed?
No.
Did she ever make statements to you? Well, let me ask you this first. You were friends with her, obviously, when Wendy was going through her divorce.
Yes.
During that time period, through the divorce, and up to the time that Danny Markell was killed, you're aware that he was murdered?
Yes, I am.
Okay. At any time during that period, did she ever say she wanted to have Danny Markell killed?
Never.
Ever say she wanted him to be harmed?
Never.
She got upset, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And how is it that she displayed her anger over that
I'm
situation?
not buying that.
She would be frustrated, and then she would calm down, and she told me that she...
Objection, hearsay.
Sustained.
Okay, you can't say what she said.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. But during that time period, did she ever do anything other than vent to you about it?
Never.
Did she ever claim she was going to do anything about
Never.
it? Okay. Would you say that she is supportive of her children?
Very.
Okay. And she is.
Would you say she's controlling?
Jewish. Are you as well?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Did you find her parenting consistent with the traditions of raising Jewish children?
Yes.
Okay.
So Jewish parents are controlling. Wouldn't be the first time I heard that.
There's been
Lot of-
some testimony that she kind
lot of parents
of
are.
managed her kids' lives. Did she give them advice?
Yes.
Managed.
Did the children, as they were adults, make up their own minds about what they wanted to do?
Absolutely.
Okay. Now, you indicated that you would talk on the phone with Miss Adelson. Did you use home phones to do that during some of the period of time?
Pardon me, I'm sorry?
Home phones, like landlines?
Sometimes.
Okay. Did you use cell phones?
Many times.
Okay. Did you travel with Harvey and Donna Adelson?
Many times.
Okay. And as part of
Asked
your
and
travel, did you
answered.
go overseas?
Yes.
And in your travel overseas, did you ever use any of the applications that you can put on your phone?
Yes.
Okay. And do you recall which applications you all used?
WhatsApp and Viber.
And what was the purpose of using those?
Because you didn't get charged, for, and also to keep in communication. If we were on a cruise or on a land trip, where are you? Where are you? When are we meeting? Because they were free.
Okay.
It was easy.
So while you were overseas, instead of having to pay increased rates on your cellular plan from the United States, you could use this app for free?
Yes.
Okay. Did you use those apps with Mrs. Adelson to hide any information from law enforcement, like encrypted, so that they wouldn't know what was going on?
No.
Okay. I want to talk to you, lead you forward to the date that Danny Markell was murdered. That was July the 18th of 2014. Do you recall speaking to Mrs. Adelson on that date?
Yes, I do.
Okay, and can you explain to us how you were contacted and the nature of the conversation?
I was called, and Donna was quite hysterical.
Okay.
And she said
Yeah,
to me,
but-
Danny's been shot.
Sustained.
Goes
Do
to-
not speak to what anyone said out of court, ma'am.
Your Honor.
Please continue.
May
It
we
is
approach,
strict.
please?
Please approach.
Yes, what this woman says is evidence. I mean, if Donna told her something, she should be able to speak to what Donna told her. As long as she's not telling her what Donna told her somebody else said. Judge Everett is not happy though. He said, listen, lady, stop speaking to what somebody else said. Hearsay is always a weird one for me. All right, here we go.
Thank you, Judge. Before we talk about what she might have said to you, at the time that you spoke to Mrs. Adelson, was it the day that Danny was murdered?
When he was shot, yes.
Okay. And yeah, I use murdered because obviously he didn't pass away until the next day, but
Yes.
he was shot and barely surviving on the 18th. So that's when I refer to that. That's why I say that
Yes.
date. Okay. So when you spoke to her, did she call you or did you call her? Do you recall?
She called me.
Okay. And when she called you, did she appear to be upset?
Very.
Was she crying?
Yes.
Was her tone of voice, based on your knowledge of her for the 15 years, did she seem to be upset?
Very.
Okay. Did she seem to be at a point in time where she had just learned what had occurred?
Yes.
Did she indicate to you whether she had just learned that this had happened?
Yes.
Okay.
She did.
I'm sorry?
Yes, she did.
Okay. And during the course of your discussion with her about what had transpired, did she continue with this state of mind that she was upset?
Yes.
Okay. And while she was upset, what did she indicate to you?
She told me that Danny had been shot and that they were going to Tallahassee and that she was very concerned and worried about Wendy and the boys, whether they were in danger.
Okay.
Because she did not know who had shot him.
Okay. And did she indicate whether she was concerned about Danny and him being in the hospital?
Absolutely.
Here we go.
Okay. Did she indicate whether she had plans to go to see him at the hospital?
I don't recall.
Okay. During the time that you had this conversation with her, was this the only time that you spoke to her that evening?
I believe so. Maybe one more time.
Okay. And is it your understanding from later discussions with her that she and her husband Harvey actually did come to Tallahassee?
Yes.
Okay. Did you have an opportunity to speak with her later on while she was in Tallahassee?
Yes.
Okay. And did she provide any information to you about a memorial service that took place?
Yes.
Okay. And did she tell you what had transpired at the memorial service?
She told me it was incredibly sad and painful and wrenching.
Okay. And at the time that she was telling you this, did she still
Donna and the kids
was she
didn't
still
go.
very upset about what had happened?
Yes.
Okay.
To his funeral. It's crazy still.
I want to go forward just a little a point in time. Did you continue to stay in contact with Mrs. Adelson and her husband from the time that Danny was murdered moving forward?
Yes.
Okay. And you were aware at some point that her son, Charlie Adelson, who you said you had met, was arrested?
Yes, I was.
In the case. Okay. And did you keep up with the case against Charlie in social media or news or anything?
No.
Okay.
I really don't do social media.
Okay.
And of course it was on the news.
Okay.
Me
Did you
either,
watch
lady.
it on the news?
As little as possible.
Okay. There came a time that Charlie Adelson was on trial for the charges against him. Were you aware of that?
Yes.
Okay. At that time period, in speaking to Mr. and Mrs. Adelson, was it brought to your attention that
Sustained.
at some point did you allow Mr. and Mrs. Adelson to stay in your home in Naples?
Yes, I did.
For the purpose of watching the trial?
Yes.
Okay. And are you aware that they actually did stay there for a good portion of the trial?
Yes.
All right. And at some point, moving forward, did you become aware that Charlie Adelson was convicted of the offenses with which he was charged?
Yes.
Okay. Were you aware you knew their grandchildren, both of their grandchildren from Danny, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Were you aware that there was a bar mitzvah planned for the younger one in January of 2023? No, 2024.
Yes.
Okay. And did you actually attend that?
Yes.
Okay. Did there come a point in time where, after the verdict, that you spoke to Mrs. Adelson about what in the world she was going to do?
Yes.
Okay. And did she discuss with you that she had planned?
The answer would call for hearsay. Do you have an exception to offer concerning those?
It's going to go to her state of mind, Judge.
You need to lay the foundation as to why this specifically would go to state of mind, Ms. Fulford.
Thank you. So could you explain to us the behavior, how Mrs. Adelson was acting at the time? Don't tell us what she said yet, but how was she portraying herself at that time? Was she upset?
Yes.
Okay. How did she express that to you, that she was upset? Not in words, just your observations, hearing her on the phone, etc.
She cried a lot.
Okay.
Sounds about right.
She was very concerned about Harvey.
Okay.
Very concerned about Charlie.
Okay.
And just incredibly sad.
Okay. And during the time that she was sad and worried about Harvey and Charlie, now that he's going to prison for life, you knew
Yes.
that? Okay.
Yes.
All right. So during that, when she's having these emotions, did she tell you that she was planning on
Please approach.
She said objection, hearsay. She's having way too much fun with this one. Let's see if we can skip ahead. This is pretty basic stuff with the hearsay. Got to get it right. Here we go. Look at Donna. She's looking rough today. I'm not going to lie. Let me see if I can skip a little bit further
With
ahead.
direct examination of this witness, the bailiff will take you to the jury room.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Judge Everett about to get him. Who's he going to get on? Is he going to get on the defense or the prosecution? They're on a short break. Now we got to skip. I want to see what Judge Everett says. Are we not going to get to hear it? Ah, man.
Be seated. The objection is sustained. You may continue with your examination of this witness.
That's unfortunate. Dang, I thought we were going to get to hear what happened. Y'all give me a
Mrs.
second.
Cunningham, we were talking about the fact that you were speaking to Mrs. Adelson after the verdict came out about her son being convicted, correct?
Yes.
Was she upset about that?
Yes.
Was she crying?
Yes.
Was she, did she appear to be distraught about the circumstances?
Yes.
Was her actions and her words to you when she was discussing this with you, was she in a calm state or an excited state?
Very excited.
Okay. And during the course of her conversation with you in that state, did it become to your attention that Mrs. Adelson was considering an option about her life because all of this had just happened?
Yes.
Okay. And what was that?
She was considering taking her own life.
Okay. And if you know, and if you don't, just say you don't, but if you know from those same conversations with her in that state of mind that she had, she ever discuss with you a potential plan to just get away to clear her head?
Yes.
Okay. May I have just one moment? Thank you. One last subject I wanted to ask you about. As a Jewish mother and grandmother, are the traditions of bar mitzvahs and bat mitzvahs, are those important to you all?
Very important.
Okay, based on your relationship with Mrs. Adelson, was the bar mitzvah that was upcoming for her younger grandson from Mr. Markel, was that something that she was participating in?
Yes.
Was she excited about attending?
Very.
Okay. I don't have anything further.
Cross-examination.
All right, let's see what they've got.
Are you familiar with the defendant's statement that she could be buried in the bar mitzvah dress that she bought?
No, I'm not.
I guess if she was going to be buried in that dress, she probably wasn't, at least at the time she made that statement, going to be making it to the bar mitzvah. Would you agree?
Objection.
No. She was always going to be making it to the bar mitzvah, as far as I knew.
Even if she was dead and buried, she was going to make it.
I never heard that.
Okay. Was she suicidal when you spoke with her? After Charlie's verdict?
Yes.
Okay. You were best friends with her?
Yes.
Okay. And she would call and vent to you about Danny Markel?
Sometimes.
All right. And did she ever call him names?
Not to my knowledge. Not to me.
Did she share with you that she was planning to offer a bribe to Mr. Markel to facilitate relocation?
I don't recall.
Did she talk to you about plans to threaten or to convert the children to Christianity in order to strong-arm Mr. Markel?
She mentioned that she had said that, and she said that was so foolish of me.
Okay. When did she say that?
I don't know whether we were together or on a phone call. I'm not sure.
She's making it
Did
up.
she ever tell you that she was being
Come on now.
extorted in reference to Mr. Markel's murder?
Eventually, yes.
Okay, and when you say eventually, when did she tell you that?
We were on a trip to Japan together.
Okay, when was the trip to Japan?
We took so many trips, I'm not exactly sure of the year.
Was it between the murder and the first arrests?
I don't recall.
And when she told you that she was being extorted, then naturally you learned that she knew who had killed Dan Markel.
No.
Obviously it's the people that are extorting her, right?
She didn't know what, are you talking about? Yeah, I guess. I don't know.
She was forced to make payments to the people that killed
Yes,
Dan Markel.
yes.
That's what the checks were all about, right?
I don't know about the checks.
Well, when she told you she was being extorted, if it wasn't about the checks, how was she being extorted?
She was, I'm confusing that with the bump, I believe. That Charlie was being extorted by Catherine.
Prior to the bump, you knew that Charlie was being extorted by Catherine.
No, I believe it was afterwards.
After the bump, you learned that Charlie was being extorted by Catherine.
I'm not sure of the timeline.
Okay.
Oh
and
my
when
gosh.
you learned that Charlie was being extorted by Catherine, you learned that your friend, your best friend, Donna Adelson, was also being forced to write these checks as payment to the killers that were extorting.
I don't recall.
And when the phone call was made to you, you were saying, I guess it was the night of the verdict, you got the phone call and she was very upset and suicidal and so forth. What was your phone number at that time?
I believe my cell number.
Okay, what's your cell number? Just give me the last 4 digits if you want to.
1655.
And did you watch the trial of Charlie Adelson?
At the very end.
Okay, and during the trial of Charlie Adelson, were you in regular communication with your best friend Donna Adelson?
Yes, but we didn't really discuss the trial.
Well, would it refresh your recollection to review your text messages during the trial?
Yes, it's a long time ago.
Okay. An approach. Show you those, and I'm gonna just draw your attention to, I've circled a few here, but you're
Sure.
free to look at as many as you need to for context.
Oh yes, this part I do recall.
You do recall that, thank you.
You can show if that's the same messages you're referring to.
So you did keep some tabs on your friend during the trial of her son?
Yes.
Okay, and she was watching the trial of her son, as we learned, at your residence, right?
Yes.
Okay. And when Charlie Adelson was convicted, you disagreed with the verdict, right?
Yes.
You think the jury got it
Of course.
wrong, didn't you?
Yes.
And that was out of loyalty to your friend, right?
No, I thought they got it wrong.
They got it wrong. Okay. And you, in fact, said to Mrs. Adelson, I know you are all innocent, all caps, all, right?
Yes.
Meaning Charlie's innocent.
Yes.
Wendy's innocent.
Definitely.
No Adelson had anything to do with the murder of Dan Markell. Isn't that what you think?
Yes.
Okay. And when she went to Vietnam, or was trying to go to Vietnam to clear her head, she was going to clear her head in a non-extradition country. Can you agree with that?
I wasn't aware it was non-extradition.
Okay. She was going to clear her head with a one-way ticket to go do the head clearing.
She had no idea how long they were staying or where they would go.
Are you familiar with her statement that she's hoping to make it out of the airport on time?
Yes.
Hoping to make it out before what?
No, she meant the plane was on time.
No, ma'am. I'm referring to hoping to make it out before law enforcement apprehended her. You aware of that?
No,
She didn't say that statement to you.
I don't recall really.
Okay. Do you remember Mrs. Adelson texting you after the verdict and complaining that Wendy had not even called?
No, I don't.
Would it refresh your recollection to review that message?
Fine.
Please show the defense.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
That's the bottom message on this page I'm handing you.
Why you always lying?
Yes.
It's her friend. She didn't want to see her go.
I remember her describing Harvey being on the floor and crying like a baby.
Harvey's on the floor crying like a baby, and Wendy hasn't even called, right? Isn't
If
that
she
what
wrote
it
that.
says? If she wrote that, didn't you just see where she wrote that?
I did. She wrote that.
And you offered to come and be with her during that difficult time, didn't you?
I believe we did.
One moment, please, Your Honor. What type of work does your husband do, or did he do before
My
he
late husband?
retired?
My
I'm
late-
sorry, I thought you had. Is it? Maybe it's
A
not
life
your husband.
partner.
Partner?
Partner.
Is
Her
that
life
Mr.
partner.
Pedersen?
Yes.
What type of work does he do, or what's his background?
He owned a computer consulting business.
Okay.
Nice.
Does he also do anything with real estate?
He did it with his ex-wife. They flipped apartments a lot. They moved a lot.
Okay.
made a lot of money in real estate.
No further questions.
Redirect examination.
Just make sure I understand your testimony correctly. Donna didn't tell you at the time she was writing checks that she was writing checks, correct?
No,
And when you spoke about extortion, you were talking about Charlie being extorted?
yes,
Donna, did she ever say she was actually being extorted or
No.
how? Okay.
no,
Okay. Now, you were asked questions by the state, which implied that Ms. Adelson was going to a non-extradition country. She wasn't returning, right?
that's what I was told.
Just now, while you were
Yes,
testifying.
yes.
You didn't hear that before.
No,
Did Donna ever tell you she wasn't coming back?
never,
In fact, she told you she was coming back, didn't she?
definitely.
And she was coming back
So she
without
lied.
a doubt to go to what?
Lincoln's bar mitzvah.
Okay. I don't have anything further.
You may step down. Will this witness be?
All that is well and good, but the situation was Donna did those things. She booked a one-way ticket. She told them she needed to hurry up. She was trying to hurry to catch her flight because she didn't want to miss it. She didn't want to be caught at the airport. Not looking great. Shout out to Ann Cunningham, though, and her life partner. What do y'all think about this? Is Donna going to testify?
Called
Let
by
me
the
see what y'all are
defense
saying.
Or the state potentially in rebuttal.
Ooh, y'all are almost split
Will this witness be
50-50.
recalled by the defense.
Wow, I asked
You
you
are
guys
released,
if
Ms.
Donna
Cunningham.
should testify.
You are released. Have a good day.
It looks like
Please call your next
56% of you said no, 44% of you said yes. All right, here we go. So we got another witness up here for the defense. Let's see who this gentleman is. And shout out to Ann Cunningham. Her testimony was nice, but I don't think it helped Donna. What do y'all think? You think y'all helped Donna? Y'all think Ann's testimony helped Donna? Did it hurt it or did it keep it the same? Let me know. He's an older gentleman, so it's going to take him a minute to get in here.
Mr. Gutterson, please raise your right hand to be sworn. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you will offer will be the truth?
I do.
You may take your seat. Please speak loudly and clearly so the jurors can hear you.
Good morning, sir. Can you please introduce yourself to the jury and spell your last name for the court reporter?
My name is Ron Gutterson, Gutterson.
And how do you know my client, Donna Adelson?
I know her through her husband, Harvey Adelson, whom I went to high school with.
High school where?
New York City,
And where was that?
Stuyvesant High School.
Okay. Did you keep in touch with him over the years?
Initially, I would see Harvey yes.
Initially, yes. At some point, did you grow apart? You lived in
Au contraire. After graduation, I saw Harvey next 25 years later at our high school reunion. And then we had one every 5 years thereafter, which I saw him. And then in, around 2008 or 9, something like that, I was in Florida for Christmas, and this is funny. I was in Florida for Christmas. We get to Florida, Miami, Christmas Eve, everything is closed, we're hungry. What do you eat? Chinese food. So we order Chinese food, I bite into the spare rib, I crack my front tooth. I call a friend of mine who's a dentist in New York who also went to high school with us. And I said to him, who do we know in Florida? I need a dentist. He gave me a choice of names, one of which was Harvey. The other fellows were academics teaching at the university.
Mm-hmm.
Harvey,
They
I
know
knew
each other
from
for a
high
while.
school. I called him on Christmas. He saw me the next day, and we reconnected, and we became friendly. And then he and Donna and Annie and I would travel together, and we really bonded. The chemistry was there.
Aw.
Can you describe their relationship, Donna and Harvey?
I
Once
love he
again,
used the
Can
word
you
the
describe
term
their
chemistry.
relationship, Donna?
A very loving couple, very together, very warm.
Were you aware that their son Charlie was arrested in this investigation?
Yes.
During Charlie's trial, can you describe Donna and Harvey's state of mind, how they were feeling about things?
Good
To
question.
put it mildly, extremely upset, off the wall, like most caring parents would be.
Did there come a time?
He added the seasoning
now
on top of
your
that there,
life
too.
partner is Annie Cunningham.
Cunningham?
Okay, and when you first reconnected in 2008 or 2009, did you all have a place in Miami or in South Florida?
Yes. Annie had a place in Aventura.
Okay. And at some point later, did you purchase a house on the west coast of Florida?
In 2015,
And where was that?
Naples, Florida.
At some point during the trial, did you and Annie offer to allow Donna and Harvey to stay at your place in Naples?
Yes.
Why was that?
We were not using the place. We're snowbirds. They, during the
Snowbird.
trial, were, for lack of a better word, pestered by bloggers and reporters, and they just wanted to avoid that. We live in a gated community. We offered them the use of our home, especially since we weren't there, and they availed themselves of this opportunity.
After the verdict was rendered in Charlie's case, did you speak with Harvey and Donna?
Several days later, and Annie spoke to Donna, and obviously they were distraught, and Harvey was off the wall.
What do you mean when you say off the wall?
He was devastated. His son was convicted.
Now, I want to back up a little bit. Can you tell us a little bit about your background and education?
I have an undergraduate degree in economics. I have a master's and MBA in finance. I have several credits towards my doctorate in economics.
Very nice. Oh, he's super
Any
smart.
prior military experience?
I was in the Army Reserve Military Intelligence Division.
And when was that?
Approximately 1966 to 1971.
After the conviction, did you become aware that Harvey and Donna were trying to travel to clear their heads?
Yes.
Okay. Did you know whether or not that was a permanent move or was it temporary?
It was, to the best of my knowledge, a temporary move. It was approximately November, and they were coming back in January or February for their youngest grandchild's bar mitzvah.
So, although they were traveling, they made it clear that they'd be back for the bar mitzvah.
Yes, Donna had told Annie that she purchased a dress.
Can't say what somebody else said. Just you
Yes,
were
I was aware they were going to return.
under any set of circumstances. Would they not have returned?
I don't know.
That's why he has his own company, too.
Normal circumstances, they would move heaven and earth to be there for that
He knows what he's doing.
traditional occasion.
Just a moment, Your Honor. Mr. Gutterson, while Donna and Harvey were traveling, were you asked to assist with the rental property business?
Yes.
In what way?
The handyman, Jared, was given my phone number. I was given his phone number. And I was asked to do Harvey a favor that if Jared had any problems like purchasing a new air conditioner, a new refrigerator, he would call me for my approval.
And then, but it was clear to you, clear to Jared, that this was a temporary arrangement while Harvey and Donna were traveling.
Until he returned during his absence.
Just one more moment, Your Honor.
Y'all think they were coming back? I guess they probably wouldn't have missed. I don't know. Would they have missed the bar mitzvah?
Nothing further, Your Honor?
Cross-exam.
You said that under normal circumstances, they were going to make every effort to return to attend that bar mitzvah, right?
He messed up.
Yes.
Obviously, normal circumstances would not include a warrant being issued for their arrest for first-degree murder. That would be an abnormal
I
circumstance.
am not aware of that.
But you would agree that would be an abnormal circumstance
He
that might
messed
prevent
up.
them from
By the
coming
same
back.
token, at the time, there was no warrant out for her arrest when they left.
Right, right, but might cause them to not come back, wouldn't it?
Once
He messed
again,
It might cause them to not come
it
back.
might. You'd have to think twice.
Sure. And when
Terrible
the
answer.
verdict came down on Charlie
Jeez.
Adelson's case, do you recall Mrs. Adelson reaching out to the two of you saying maybe she might want you to come to her to where she was? Do you remember that?
To Vietnam?
No, sir. She wasn't in Vietnam. I don't know exactly where she was, but she said.
You mean in Florida, in the state of Florida?
Yes, sir. Can't say exactly why, but we may need you guys to come here. Remember that?
Yeah, for moral support.
Okay. And where were you located at the time that those text messages were sent?
Wait. If it was for moral support, why couldn't she say why? No, sir.
State of Florida.
Yes, sir. Can't say exactly
I'm not
why,
buying it.
but we may need you guys to come here. Remember that?
Yeah, for moral support.
Okay. And where were you located at the time that those text messages were sent? Were you in New
To the
York?
best of my knowledge, in New Jersey.
In New Jersey. Okay. And she says that Wendy's not responding to them, so she
Messed up.
has some issues she may need your help with. Do you remember that?
To the best of my knowledge, yes.
And those were the issues regarding your assistance with managing the rental properties?
No, just overall moral support.
Okay, well, she says specifically Ron may have some work to do here. What is that reference? Is that the moral support?
That and helping with Jared, but I was never spoken to by Donna about this matter. This was between Harvey and myself.
Okay, but you understood that you may be needed to come down.
My
to Florida to
services
do
may
some
be
help.
needed as a friend to assist.
Right. And you were happy to do that, right?
That's what friends are for.
In fact, the response is whenever, whatever you need, we're there.
Words to that effect, yes.
Thank you. Nothing further.
Redirect.
Yikes. This was not a great witness. Oh, man. Jeez. Oh, he said, get this guy out of here. Look at the defeat on this guy's face. Yeah. He said, well, under normal circumstances, they would return. Oh, okay. So if they had a warrant out for their arrest and they found that out, they probably weren't coming back, right? Yeah, she said she wanted you guys to come down there, but she couldn't tell you why, right? Yeah, for moral support. If it were just moral support, why wouldn't she just tell you? This is not great. Not a great witness for the defense. How do y'all think the jury sees this? Let me know what y'all think in the comments and in the chat. Oh, man. Ann Cunningham's life partner just got smoked. Here we go. Let's keep it moving.
Gutterson released from or released from the trial.
Yes, Your Honor.
Is the state planning to recall him for any purpose? Have a good day, Mr. Gutterson. You are released. Please call your next witness.
Your Honor, the next witness is Kelsey Gwine. We might need a few minutes to set up the presentation.
It's fine. Members of the jury, the bailiff will take you to the jury room. We will at that time hear from the next witness.
With friends like these, who needs enemies? Oh my goodness. He said, yeah, they were gonna come back under normal circumstances. Well, oh man, thank you to everyone that's in here and to all 1,200 of you that liked the video. My goodness.
Display, please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm the
Here we go.
testimony you're about to give will be the truth?
I do.
Let's see if the defense can do better with this witness.
The jurors, you may examine.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Probably someone who works for
Morning. Can you
them.
please introduce yourself to the jury?
My name is Kelsey Gway, and I'm a senior digital forensic examiner.
Oh,
Kelsey Gway, and I'm a senior digital forensic examiner.
I should spell it.
Where are you currently employed?
I'm currently employed by Roloff Digital Forensics, which is a small private company based out of Spokane, Washington.
Is it
And
Gway?
tell us a little
How
bit
do you
about
spell
your
that?
background and training in the area of digital forensics.
Sure. So starting at the beginning, I graduated from Portland State University with my Master's of Criminal Justice in 2016. During that time when I was in grad school, I worked for the Clackamas County Sheriff's Office in their Family Justice Center, which is a domestic violence clinic. After graduating grad school, I became employed with the Portland Police Bureau, which is in Portland, Oregon. I was employed as an investigative crime analyst. So
How
for
does
about
Kelsey spell her name?
about 3 years, I supported the entire detective division, and I worked on anything from call detail records, mapping cell site location, developing frequency analysis, looking at pattern of life. I would also help them
Donna might be
review
cooked.
search warrant returns. So things like when they get data back from Google, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, and I would do some open source, just looking at people's profiles online to help an active investigation. After that, I was the ICAC
She was
analyst. And
Viverito.
ICAC stands for Internet Crimes Against Children. So
Is
during
it
that time,
Kelsey
I performed
Gwynn?
phone extractions. I went on scene to search warrants where there was a an internet crimes against person suspect. I would do RAM captures and
Kelsey
router
Gwynn.
examinations. I would also review every single cyber tip and any search warrant returns that came back for those cyber tips. After that, I was the digital forensics lab manager.
GWYN.
They civilianized the unit. I was a civilian employee my entire time with the police bureau. And so for about the last a little under 2 years, I managed the digital forensics lab where I would perform extractions, and I led a team of 5 examiners in doing digital forensic extractions and analysis.
Can you tell us approximately how many hours of training have you had specific to the review and analysis and interpretation of call detail records and cell site location information?
I have a general 400 hours of training just related to all kinds of things, digital forensics, CSLI, cybersecurity. If I had to guess, I would say maybe 100 hours dedicated to cell site location information.
And with respect to call detail records and cell site location information, how many sets over the course of your career of call detail records have you reviewed for casework?
Like actual files, I don't have an exact number. I would say, close to 1,000, if not over. Some of the cases I work on can have, 10 and more phone numbers. So each case can get quite expansive pretty fast. So I would say, maybe roughly 1,000 different sets of records.
And with respect to mapping of call detail records, can you tell the jury approximately how many times you've had to map cell site location information from call detail records?
Sure. I would say maybe about half. When I was working in law enforcement, they don't always get location information for a call detail record. Sometimes they just get records without mappable location information, and they want like a frequency analysis, looking at patterns before event of interest. So I would say probably half of the records I reviewed.
Have you previously offered testimony in court concerning this subject matter?
I have.
And have you previously been qualified as an expert in digital forensics specific as to cell site location and call detail records?
In Oregon, it's a little bit different, but in at least one, they did provide me as an expert. Most of it was my employment at the police bureau.
At this point, Your Honor, I would tender the witness.
State wish before dire the witness as to her training or experience.
Yeah, Donna's friends
Is there any
testifying did
objection to
not
her
help her.
ability to provide an opinion in the field of digital forensics? Members of the jury, while this witness testifies, she will be permitted to provide you with an opinion in the field of digital forensics. You may continue.
Thank you, Your Honor. Ms. Gwai, in this case, did you review call detail records that were provided or obtained by law enforcement?
I did.
Okay,
It's
and
Kelsey
specific,
Gwynn.
Can you tell the jury what records you reviewed?
So when I started working on this case, I was given a lot of different data, just so that I could see everything that had been obtained by law enforcement.
Maybe it's not Kelsey
However, my
Gwynn.
focus was on Donna's cell phone records, so that's where I kept most of my focus, was on her records. However, I reviewed all of the data, so essentially there's a lot of AT&T records encompassing various time periods, some of them duplicate of the same time period. There were also Sprint records. I think there was also some Verizon and T-Mobile records, so there was a lot.
Okay. Now, we did not provide you with the tower dumps. We just provided you specific with the records of the individuals that were obtained by law enforcement, correct?
Correct, from like a company like AT&T, T-Mobile, related to a specific phone number.
Did you also review any testimony that has been provided in the past by Sergeant Corbett?
Yes.
That's a nice laptop she
Specifically,
has.
what sets of testimony did you review?
There was, I guess, from this trial, 2 PDFs that I was given discussing testimony from this trial. I think there was also potentially other testimony from previous events that I skimmed because it wasn't necessarily relevant to what I was asked to look at.
Were you provided, the information, were you provided call detail records that included cell site location for Harvey Adelson?
I was.
And specifically for Donna Adelson?
I was.
And Charlie Adelson?
I was.
Were you also provided with a PDF of a PowerPoint that was prepared by Sergeant Corbett?
I was.
Okay. What were you asked to review related to this PowerPoint?
So to just look through all of it, there was about 350 slides, so I kind of went through it side by side, but my specific focus was on slides 26 and 28, which were charts of a frequency analysis.
Would it be helpful to the jury to see specifically what you reviewed and the work that you performed?
I believe you guys have probably seen this already, but yeah, it might be helpful to have a visual.
Pull it up, please.
Do you want me to do the present?
Yes, please. And if you go back a couple slides, please.
To the beginning?
I'm sorry?
To the beginning?
Yes.
Okay.
She doesn't work for Aperture.
So, what are we looking at here?
Works for a company out of Spokane.
This is a screenshot of the folder that contained the document that I focused my analysis on, because this document was related to Donna's cell phone number, her records. In this document, after reviewing all of the different ones, I realized that this document contained the most data. It started, I believe the record started January 1 of 2014, and they went through May of 2017. So it contained both time sets that were seen on slides 26. Additionally, this data contained seconds in the timestamp. And so me as an analyst, when I'm looking at CDR documents, I always prefer to get the document that has the most information, and in this case, to have a timestamp that includes seconds.
Why is that important?
I mean, it's important for different reasons depending on the case. If you are very interested in building like a chronological timeline, having seconds, right? Because we have 60 seconds in 1 minute. So if your call detail records only show you the minute and not the second, things could be coming in showing the same minute, but you don't actually know which happened first without the second timestamp. So different reasons why it can be important.
And in that same note, I think your next slide shows what you obtain or what you see when you open up this file.
Correct.
Can you show that to the jury, please?
I can. So you might have also seen something similar to this earlier in this trial, but this is what that document looks like when you open it up. This is just the first 3 rows because this document, like I said, goes through 2017. So there are a lot of rows in this document. So this is just a glimpse of what it looks like when you open it up in a text document, which is the native format. This is not very easy to work with as an analyst. You could take this and you could put it into an analytical program and run some calculations on it. However, when I looked at this in a little bit more detail, and there are slides, I realized this data was kind of messy. And by messy, I mean I wouldn't necessarily just trust putting it into a program and trusting the numbers that came out. So I took this document and put it into Excel.
So the programs that you're describing that this data could be put into, are those referred to as tools?
Yes.
Okay. And so since this was messy, how did you import this into Excel?
So when you open up Excel, I don't know how many of you are familiar with Excel. I live in Excel, so I'm very familiar with it. But one of the options when you open Excel is there's a data option, and you can import data. There's a little tool that helps you bring in text files into Excel. And this one is a great one to bring in Excel because it might be hard to see, but there are commas between each of these values. So this is what's known as a comma-separated, text file. So it translates very nicely into Excel.
And can you show the jury how that looks when you put it into Excel, please?
I can. So this is that exact same first 3 rows, and this is what it looks like in Excel.
How does the software, does Excel know how to separate that those 3 lines into making this correctly?
So essentially there's like a little walkthrough tool when you import data into Excel from a text file, and it will show you a preview. Is this what your data should look like? And you can say, yep, it's using a comma, it's displaying correctly.
Is there anything that you have to do with the times to adjust them for Eastern time?
Yes, so this specific file, it's again probably very small, but in column 2 or B, the header says connect date or con date time UTC. So this is very common for call detail records to come in UTC, and if they explicitly say UTC, you know it's UTC. So for these records, the times of interest were in the summer, so I knew that this would be in Eastern time, so I was able to add a column in Excel. Again, very easy to do this in Excel. Add a column, write a quick formula, do that time conversion so that I can make sure that, because if you have a call that's in UTC, it might be showing on a different day, but if it kind of happens within that, plus or minus 4 window of when days change, I wanted to make sure I was looking at the right dates for Eastern time.
Okay. And then and you did this for what data?
I did this for Donna's records, the file that we had identified on that very first slide.
Okay. And then did you also do a similar analysis for Charlie's call records?
I looked at his phone records. I did not go quite in depth as what I did with Donna's, but I did look at his in Excel as well.
And I believe the next slide is that frequency chart?
No, the next slide is essentially an example of kind of the messiness that I was referring to earlier.
If you could show the jury that, please.
Yes, of course. Would you like me to explain?
Yes, please. What are we looking at now?
Okay. So this is that exact same document. Now, instead of just looking at the first 3 rows, we're looking at rows 1 through 9. And this is at the very top of the document. So as I open up any kind of call detail records, I want to get an idea of what the data contains. So in this example, that red box is just showing 3 unique rows of data. But when I look at these 3 unique rows, I see a couple things that indicate to me that these 3 unique rows might all be referring to the same one call event. And by call event, I mean like an incoming or outgoing call. So if a program takes this, it might see this as potentially 3 different call events. Whereas me as a human, I can realize, oh, there's indicators that tell me that this is one call event.
Is there any way you can zoom in on that a little bit?
Not in the presentation mode.
Okay, if you could back out of the presentation mode and zoom in so that the jury can see what you're talking about, please.
I will do my best.
She says she's gonna try.
I don't know if this is getting any better or worse.
Okay, so the top line that we're looking at there on line 6, what is the data from that line of call detail records tell you?
So essentially when I look at row 6, I see the connect date time, which is when the call was initiated, whether it's an incoming or outgoing call. I see a few things. I see the seizure time, which is the time it takes for the network to set up the call, the elapsed time, which is ET. That's how long the phones would have quote unquote connected. I see the originating and terminating number. So, oops, a little too far. There we go. Originating number, so the call that it was started on, terminating the call, the phone number that the call was ending on. And then because this is a screenshot of Donna's phone records ending in 0997, we also see the IMEI and IMSI. Those are just the, it's like a VIN number for a phone, is an IMEI, International Mobile Equipment Identifier, and then the IMSI is the International Mobile Subscriber Identity. I mean, that's how the network can tell that you are allowed to be on their network, right, and make calls on the AT&T network. We also see the call type, CT, mobile terminating is what that MT stands for. So again, it reinforces the fact that we see Donna's phone number in the terminating column, and then it's reinforced by that MT. In the feature, this is unique to AT&T records. So this is some They look like maybe what might be random letters, but they all have meanings. And there's a record key that if you're not super familiar with what those letters means, you can go and look at that record key. But essentially what this is saying in human speak is that the number calling, there was number identity present, that's that NIOP. There's the CFNA, which is call forwarding, it wasn't available, that it couldn't reach the other party. And then you see that VM, which just means voicemail was involved in this transaction.
So the next line, so the features, what does that tell us about this call?
It tells me that there was an incoming call to Donna's phone, and it was sent to voicemail.
Okay. What does the subsequent 2 lines indicate?
So the next 2 lines are related to this initial call event. So I can see that this next one has voicemail. I also can see that this is the forwarding number, which is to forward it to the voicemail box. And then if I go all the way back, the SO and the ST are service originating and service terminating. So these are not human generated, these are network generated logs. So that's what the SO and ST stand for. And then if I go back and I look at the times, the thing I notice is that for those following 2 service calls, the timestamps are the same. And all of this, so while the connection time is that what would be 2:52 p.m., that's when the call would have come into her phone and gone to voicemail. And those second 2 with the identical timestamps are essentially just multiple legs of that activity. So as a human, I can see that these 3 lines are all related to one event, an incoming call that was routed to voicemail.
Okay, if you can go back to the presentation mode, please.
Of course.
And then let's look at the next slide. What do we see on this slide?
So this is slide 26 that I referenced at the beginning of my testimony. So this was one of the things that they had asked me to specifically review.
Okay. And the number that's highlighted, whose number is that?
I believe that is Donna's phone number.
And according to the state's slide 26, how many times, well, what's the time period of these records, of this chart?
So each phone number has a slightly different time period, but for this particular phone number, the date range was May 2nd, 2014 through July 20th, 2014.
And according to the tool that was used by Sergeant Corbett, how many times did Charlie Adelson's device attempt to communicate with Donna Adelson's device?
So it's my understanding that this would contain both directions. Charlie calling Donna, Donna calling Charlie, and both connected and attempted, right? So if it's a voicemail or if it actually
she loves her job.
Let's just say a minute, right? So this would theoretically contain all of that activity. So based on this chart, it appears that this tool said that there were 417 unique communication events.
Did you take any steps to verify the accuracy of this number?
Yes. So because this slide particularly was focused or created using Charlie's phone records, I went through all of those files that we had described earlier and tried to see if I could find any one particular file for Charlie's phone records that contained this entire time span, May 2014 through, or May 2nd, 2014 through July 2014. Again, going back, there were a lot of different records for this case. I couldn't find one specific file that encompassed this entire time frame. I did find 3 different files for his cell phone number. So essentially, I had to take 3 different files to try to recreate this. And when I was doing that, I noticed that at least between 2 of the files, there were a few dates that overlapped, right? So when law enforcement gets a call detail record return, they'll ask for specific dates. So for example, you might ask for May 1 through June 20. And that would be one return. And then on another date, you do another warrant or a subpoena, and you ask for June 18th through July 18th, right? A month's worth of data. So when I found these 3 files, I noticed that there were at least 2 files that had some dates overlapping.
Did you remove the overlap when you conducted this manual examination?
I did. And the other thing I noticed was that out of the 3 files, 2 of them were in local time, so Eastern time, and then one of them is in UTC. So again, I had to, try to see if I could make this a continuous May 2nd through July 20th, taking out any overlapping dates and making sure, again, that the dates were all correct by seeing everything in Eastern time.
What did you do did you try to recreate this chart that Sergeant Corbett prepared?
I did try to recreate it by how I just explained.
And were you able to?
I wasn't able to come up with 417.
Can you explain to the jury what you did beyond what you've already described and what number you got to?
So I did 2 different steps. I did the one that I just explained where I converted everything to Eastern time, ensured that there were no dates overlapping, and so that it was essentially just showing me, May 1 through July 20. And I think when I did that and I took out these extra overlapping dates, and then I filtered to just only look at the incoming and outgoing calls. I did not deduplicate at all. That what I just explained, right, where I said that three for potentially one event. Did not deduplicate. I just put a filter for Charlie and Donna's cell phone numbers. And at that point for these dates, I think I got maybe 383 unique call events. And that was, again, taking out the overlapping dates. The second step I did was I thought, well, maybe the tool didn't do that, and it just took everything and it didn't deduplicate the dates. So I tried it again, and I got 393 when I did not take out any extra dates. So, and these were just calls. I was only looking at calls.
And these were, did you do anything to determine whether or not these events went to voicemail?
I did not.
Okay. Did you take this a step further to determine whether or not there were actual communications versus actual or attempted?
Here's Dottie.
Sorry, could you?
Sorry, it was a poorly worded question. So the 393 that you identified is both connected and attempted.
Correct.
Is there a way to determine whether or not something is attempted versus connected, aside from the voicemail flags that we talked about a few moments ago?
So the voicemail flags are going to be the best indicator of if somebody didn't connect, because AT&T is telling you that the phone call went to voicemail. So as an analyst, that's, to me, the best indicator. Another indicator that you can use, I think different people have different thoughts on this, but if it's a very short duration, like let's say under 10 seconds, could the phones have connected and there's just actually no communication, or it may be, you answer but you don't hear anything, so you hang up. So different analysts will use different amount of elapsed time to determine, I think some people will say, I think everything over 30 seconds indicates there was, actual communication. So people have different thoughts on it, but I like to see, if it's 2 seconds to 0 seconds, there probably wasn't any actual communication.
Now, when reviewing specific to this, to Charlie's records, did you then go back and dedupe everything to determine the actual and attempted calls?
I did not for Charlie's records.
Well, let's talk about Donna's phone records. If we could advance to that, please.
So this is slide 28.
Okay, and according to this, what was the time period of this chart?
So this chart is focused on, would have been created using Donna's call detail records, and the contact at the top that's highlighted is Charlie's cell phone number, and the date range that was used to generate these records was June 23rd, 2014 through July 22nd, 2014. Again, I did the same process like I did with Charlie's. I went to go look through all the data to see if I could find a file that would cover this date range and only this date range, and I was able to find a file that covered this date range.
And when you went through the process that you've already explained, manually going through the records, were you able to determine how many unique call events took place during this time between Donna and Charlie?
Unique. So for this one, I took the original file that I mentioned, and I just looked at the filters between Charlie and Donna's phone number, and I was able to recreate the 80 when I just look at the totality of the data. Taking a step back, all the way back to that slide 1, I mentioned that record for Donna contained data from 2014 through 2017. So that particular document covered both of the time frames. It covered this one, which is June 23 through July 22, 2014, and it covered what was in Charlie's records, which was May 2nd through July 20th. So I used that document that I showed you guys at the very beginning to dedupe. So I went through that document, I put the filters for Charlie and Donna's phone numbers, and then I went through each line during those time frames to determine, is this a voicemail activity? Is this just AT&T duplication? Is this an actual unique call event? So that was the document that I used, focusing on these two parties' phone numbers, and I went through each line by line, and removed manually any rows that I believed to be referencing the same call event. So when I did that, I got, for this time frame, deduplicated, and this would be attempted and connected, right? So it's including the voicemail. It's just noting that there's only one line for that voicemail, not potentially 3. I got 69 unique call events that would be connected and attempted.
So the failure to manually go through these records resulted in an overinflated report in these frequency reports.
Yes.
Okay. Now, in addition to this data, and I don't think we have any more slides.
No, we do not.
Okay, so get the slides, please.
Would you like me to unplug it?
Yes.
Okay.
In addition to this part of the data, did you also review cell site location information for Donna Adelson's phone, specifically on July 18th of 2014?
I did.
Okay.
Oh, I spelled it wrong, didn't I?
And did you identify the cell phone towers that likely provided coverage to Charlie Adelson's home on July 18th of 2014? The towers that he could have been connected to from his residence.
So I was not provided with like an AT&T master cell site list, but I mapped the records for July 18th that are available in the AT&T document.
Who has access to the master records?
Law enforcement.
So presumably law enforcement would have gotten those records and taken a look at what cell site, what towers and sectors would correspond to Charlie Adelson's residence.
Correct.
Okay. And in your review of the records, the call detail records that were provided to you, obtained by law enforcement, did Donna Adelson's handset ever connect to a tower that could provide coverage to Charlie Adelson's home on July 18th of 2014?
No.
With those same records, was there any instance on July 18th of 2014 where Charlie Adelson's handset and Donna Adelson's handset were connecting to the same tower?
No.
Nothing further, Your Honor.
Cross-examination.
Okay.
Do you disagree with any of the mapping of the cell site locations from Sergeant Corbett's presentation?
No.
No. We saw on the section of his report where it shows a travel analysis of Donna Adelson the night of Dan Martell's murder. Do you remember that?
The ones where there's like projected travel paths.
Correct.
I do remember that.
Okay. And you don't disagree with the fact that her phone was communicating with the cell site in North Miami at 8:35 p.m. and you don't disagree with that site or sector that he mapped there, right?
Correct.
And you don't disagree with, on the following slide, that the next time she has location in her cell records is at 10:57, and you don't disagree with that cell site or sector that he mapped, right?
So I think the 1053.
I'm sorry, 1053. Thank you.
Was actually Harvey's cell phone.
Okay.
But if they're presumably in the same vehicle, the tower and sector is correct.
Okay. So for the location south of Charlie's residence and the location north of Charlie's residence that we have location for, you do not disagree with that?
No.
Okay. And the iMessage where she says outside your house, would you expect to have location for iMessages?
If it's from an iCloud return, no, I would not expect there to be location information from iCloud.
Okay, so I just want to be clear. It's not that we do have location for outside your house and it's not consistent with Charlie's house. It's just that we don't have location at all for outside your house.
Correct, there is no location.
But Donna Adelson says her location in that message, right?
There's the text message from the iCloud, correct.
Where she says outside your house.
Correct, that's the contents.
Okay. When you looked at Donna Adelson's records, was there a phone call between Donna Adelson and Annie Cunningham on the evening or night of July 18th, 2014?
I'm not familiar with that name.
You're not familiar with the name Annie Cunningham?
No.
Okay. What if I gave you her number? Would you be able to look and see?
I don't have the call details memorized, so.
Do you have them with you?
The original documents, I do.
Laptop, okay.
Yeah.
Would you be able to look and see?
I'm going to check this on the scope of direct.
Is it? Oh, here we go. I don't see how it's beyond the scope, but we're going to keep it moving. I think this is important. I'm about to get that laptop too. It's nice. Got another
Let
side
me know when you're
by.
ready, and I'll give you the number.
It's a fairly large file, so it'll take a second to load.
If it needs time to load, I can ask some other questions and come back to this if you.
Your Honor, I was just asking if we're going to provide the phone number that we not do it so that it can be published in the media. We can-
That's fine. Mr. Dugan, please handle your question on this matter discreetly so her phone number is not published to anyone watching.
Thank you, Your Honor.
I'm just going to filter to that date.
You can approach the witness and show her anything that she may need to read concerning this matter.
Yes, sir.
I'm just trying to get to 18.
So am I showing you a
USB-C?
contact with Annie Cunningham?
Correct.
Okay, and you don't need to say the number out loud, but is there a number next to it that begins with 845?
Correct.
Okay, 845 being the area code?
Yes.
Okay, that's the number we're looking for.
Okay.
And my question was there a phone call between Donna Adelson and Annie Cunningham the evening PM on the 18th of July, evening or night?
And to reiterate, it started with 845, correct?
Sure you did.
Please show it to her again.
Okay, yeah. I see the number and I looked at the records for the evening of the 18th and I do not see a call to that number.
Okay. And that would be like in the afternoon, evening, or night that night of July 18th, 2014?
So starting from noon to noon on the 18th through midnight on the 18th, I don't see a call to that phone number.
Okay, thank you. All right, so we saw your presentation where one slide was kind of showing us what the raw records looked like, right?
Correct.
And the next slide was showing us an example of how a duplicate event looks. It can look like 3 entries, but it's actually one event, right?
Correct.
And then we saw the Sergeant Corbett's frequency reports for Charlie Adelson and Donna Adelson, right?
Correct.
Okay. What is the purpose of a frequency report?
There's a lot of different purposes. So when I worked in law enforcement, I would do them for lots of different things. One of the things that you can do is just see who's the #1 caller for a particular person. Sometimes that's a significant other or family member. So that's one reason you can do a frequency analysis. Another is just to do more of a pattern of life and look at activity over a matter of days, months, years.
Is another reason like to show a relationship between 2 parties, whether there is one at all, and if there is one, how often they talk?
Yeah, that's definitely a reason.
In comparison to the other people they talk to?
Correct.
Do the frequency reports in Sergeant Corbett's presentation that we saw in your presentation, do those accurately reflect the call detail records?
They represent the raw data accurately, correct?
Right. They represent the raw data of the records accurately.
Correct.
And do they accurately reflect that Charlie Adelson is Donna Adelson's most frequent contact?
For that particular time span of June 23 through July, I think it's 22?
Yes, ma'am.
Correct.
Okay. It's just that in Corbett's frequency reports, those are the raw records without duplicates taken out, right?
Correct.
When you reviewed his, well, let me show you this. I'm going to show you from 73A, slide 20. Are you familiar with this slide of the presentation?
I might have seen it at some point.
Okay. Would this be a representation in Sergeant Corbett's presentation of 3 entries that are actually one event, like a duplicate event?
Potentially. I mean, I would like to see the feature flags or the call flags, but yes, based on the timestamps, the minutes, there's no seconds in this, but it does appear that this looks like a phone number is calling a phone number. It's being routed to what I know to be like an AT&T voicemail routing number, and then I see the first 2 numbers replicated. Again, I don't see the call type or the feature flags, but it does appear to be a 3-in-1 incident.
Okay. And when you reviewed Sergeant Corbett's testimony from this trial, did you review a portion where he explained that call we just saw what a duplicate is and that his frequency reports did contain duplicates.
Yes, there was some testimony that I reviewed that he did say that there was like voicemail routing events that could show us more than one line.
Okay. When we see throughout that presentation, when we see the call detail records for a particular day, let's just say the day of the murder, in this case, July 18th, 2014, those summaries, the duplicates have been taken out, right?
Are you talking about like the slides that have just like the different rows?
Yes, for significant events in the
Correct.
case? Okay.
Yes.
And if you take out, if you were to go through that frequency report and you only took out the duplicates for Donna's records for Charlie and Donna communicating, right?
Correct.
If you were to go through that frequency report though and take out all the duplicates across the board, it would reduce the total amount of communications for each contact, right?
Correct.
Okay, but it wouldn't change the frequency ranking of each contact.
I'm not entirely sure about that because, as I mentioned, the first one, when I was trying to recreate Charlie's, there were 3 different documents, and at least 2 of the documents had like dates that overlap. So I'm not sure if you would, because you would have to also take out like the extra for those dates, so that might change the numbers slightly.
If it did, it would be slight though.
Yeah.
Okay. And your testimony was that for Donna Adelson's frequency analysis, just with Charlie Adelson, instead of 80 events, she actually had 69 when you take out the duplicates.
Connected and attempted.
Connected and attempted, okay. What do you think that shows that's helpful to the defense in this case?
That's an interesting question.
I think it just goes to, when I look at records, I like to be precise with my numbers.
Okay. And when Sergeant Corbett testified, he did let the jury know that this contains duplicates though, right, for the frequency report?
I think he said that it does include voicemail forwarding events.
Okay. So what I'm trying to say is he didn't say anything that was unreliable or inaccurate with that.
I think that being able to see exactly how many can be important.
Because it's 69 and not 80 when duplicates are taken out, does that mean that Charlie Adelson and Donna Adelson don't have a relationship?
No.
And you still agreed that Charlie Adelson is still Donna Adelson's most frequent contact, right?
For that time period.
When we looked at Donna Adelson's frequency report in your presentation and in Corbett's presentation, this one, right? Number 2 on that list is not an actual person, right?
I'd have to pull it up I don't have it memorized.
Okay. You want to pull yours up?
Sure.
Okay.
Oh yeah, it is that time, isn't it?
Is the second ranking on that list her voicemail, AT&T voicemail routing number?
Correct.
Okay. So, and then 3rd place on that list of most frequent contacts is Harvey Adelson, her husband, with the 9032 number?
Correct.
Okay. So Charlie Adelson would still be first, followed by the number of calls routed to voicemail.
Correct.
Where did you fly her from?
Portland, Oregon.
Okay. And how long did that take?
6-ish hours.
And was that paid for by you or paid for by the defense?
Paid for by the defense.
And how much are you charging for your work in this case?
The roll-off charge is $300 an hour.
And does that include the work that you did that we saw here in court prior to coming to court today?
Correct.
Okay, and does that include your travel?
Correct.
As far as $300 an hour during the time that you're spent traveling?
Correct. It's the company's policy.
Okay, and waiting to testify and testifying, is it that same amount?
Correct.
Do you know the total amount the defense has paid for your testimony here today?
I don't. The company does, but
do you know about the amount of hours that you spent on this case, including travel?
The amount of hours on the total case? No. On travel, they just do a flat rate of 10 hours if I work over 10 hours. So for yesterday, so the trip for the trial would have been about 30 hours, so about $10,000.
Okay, thank you.
Redirect examination.
Yes, Your Honor, thank you. Ms. Bly, did you prepare a written report that you provided to my office concerning the manual review of Charlie Adelson's phones? Or phone with the frequency analysis for his contact with Donna Adelson?
Using Donna's records?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. And using those records, you indicated that it reflected about 393. Would it be helpful to see your report for what your numbers were for unique call events from May 2nd to July 20th?
For using Donna's records to deduplicate
Yes.
between that time period, I think it was 211 deduplicated.
So 211 rather than 417?
From the May 2nd through July 20th.
Now, you indicated on cross that you did not locate a call between Annie Cunningham and Donna Adelson on July 18th of 2014, correct?
I did not see one.
Okay. Now, the records that are collected by call detail records, those are for communication events that are through the carrier.
Correct.
And so any communication event that took place through a third-party app would not be collected there.
Correct.
So, for example, are you familiar with the apps WhatsApp and Viper?
Yes.
Okay. How did those show up on call detail records?
So any applications, anything third party, really even FaceTime audio or FaceTime video is technically not, through the AT&T network. All of that activity would be a data transaction. So when you look at AT&T records for a data transaction, it's not going to show you individual items, for example, that you got an email and that was so many bytes sent on the network. It's just going to show you a time that the data session was open and how many bytes were received and how many bytes were sent from the handset to and from the network. So AT&T does show data transactions, but it's not going to show like a FaceTime audio or an email.
So in other words, when you are using FaceTime audio or FaceTime or one of these apps, it's not going to, the number that you dial is not going to show up on the call detail records.
Correct.
It's going to show
Yes,
up
everybody
on
knows
the
that.
data session that AT&T records report.
It would be lumped into the data session. You aren't going to see like what was being used for the data session.
And these data sessions, do they typically have like a certain time period that they last?
There, a lot of times on an AT&T record, you'll see a data session that can run up to about 60 minutes. You can have ones that run less than that, but AT&T data is kind of all over the board.
Now, with these data sessions, the way that our phones work, if you have your phone constantly having alerts pushed or emails pushed to your phone, those are going to show up how?
Again, if it's like, let's say you have your email and you have it set to like give me a notification every time I get an email, that means that your phone has to be communicating with Google servers, Gmail servers, right? So that it knows when you get an email. So that's going to be lumped into these data sessions.
In the call detail records that you reviewed for Donna Adelson, specific as to July 18th,
Take care, Mr. Brown.
2014, did those records reflect that Mrs. Adelson's phone was engaged in data sessions?
On the 18th, it was.
Was it consistent throughout the evening and night of July 18th, 2014, that Mrs. Adelson's device was engaged in data sessions?
There were data sessions throughout the day, including the evening.
So the entire time that she was driving with her husband on July 18th of 2014, her phone was connected to some tower engaged in a data session.
So the records don't give you like minute by minute, second by second. So when I look at data transmissions, data records, I look at the time when that data transmission was initiated, because in order for a data transmission to be initiated, the phone would have to be on and connected to the network, right? Your phone, if it's in airplane mode or off, it's not going to be able to reach the network. So the time when that data begins, the phone would have had to be on. When I see these things like 60 minutes, do I know with 100% certainty based on these records that the phone was on for the entire 60 minutes? I can't say that, but I do know at least at the beginning that phone was on and connected to the network. And I did see data transmissions throughout the day and the evening where the connected time was, kind of throughout the day.
And so those data sessions, would those be consistent with Donna Adelson having a phone call with Annie Cunningham on either WhatsApp or Viper the night of July 18th of 2014?
It could be. I can't say if it was or wasn't.
Just a moment, Your Honor. Nothing further from Sly.
You may step down.
State to ask one more question.
What's that?
Permit the state to ask one more question.
This witness is only here for today and the defense subpoena.
Yes, Your Honor. She flies out this evening.
Do not permit recross, please approach.
lot of interesting information there. You know what they say about the data? The data don't lie.
Availability, I will permit the recross on the one question. Ms. Dugan, you may ask.
Hey, shout out to Judge Everett being
Vince
fair.
asked, well, could there be a call to Annie Cunningham on WhatsApp or some app that you're not able to show? Was Donna Adelson the afternoon, evening, night of July 18th, 2014, was she using her phone to make voice calls and answer voice calls to and from people that night? Like, and when I say voice call, I mean like if I picked up my phone and called your phone, an ordinary voice call, was she using her phone in that manner with other people that night?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
The defense need to redirect on that one point.
One question, I'll keep it at one. Ms. White, can you pull up the phone records for Ms. Adelson on the night of July 18th of 2014?
Give me a second.
That wasn't the one question, was it?
No, that was preparatory.
All right.
Do you see, can you tell us how many calls from 8:30 p.m. until 1 a.m. you see in Mrs. Adelson's records?
3.
Nothing further.
That's why you may step down.
Thank you.
There you go. I think that's it for until lunch. So you know what that means? It's lunchtime. So shout out to the gang in here. Appreciate all of y'all. Let me know what you think about this testimony and the cell phone data. A little bit boring, but there's a lot of information there I think is important, because if it places Donna in all these situations, if the data shows when she was communicating, where she was communicating, if she was trying to hide something, don't be a problem. Let me see what y'all are saying in here. Thank you again to everybody that liked the video. Oh, what is it? 1,200 of you. I appreciate y'all. Thank you again for the super chats. We've got CPE in here, dropped the 5 bomb. I think I said thank you to him. We got Amy with the cake. Oh my goodness. Reminded me it's lunchtime. I need to get out of here because the cake is ready. Shout out to y'all. He said that's a lot of rice. Y'all are crazy, man. Shout out to the gang. Y'all know we will be back here at the same time to cover the rest of day 7. The defense's case so far, weak. Super weak.
Yeah, that brother's starving.
And I don't know what they're trying to show here. And seeing as this is their defense, I don't think as a juror my mind is made up in this way. I'm trying to give them an opportunity. But the first 2 witnesses, terrible. All right, we had Ann Cunningham and her life partner talking about what Donna was planning, what she was doing. It didn't look good for Donna. Now we've got these expert witnesses somewhat proving the prosecution's case. Let me know what y'all think. We will be back. Subscribe, hit the notification bell if you haven't yet. All right, so you don't miss any time that we go live or drop a new video. Also, make sure you like the video on your way out. Hope y'all have a great rest of your afternoon. We got some things we gonna do over here. You know what to do. Keep growing, keep pushing, keep it classy. We gone. Peace. He said the bakery's open. Oh my goodness.